It's getting close.
Two. Hi there and welcome. We are live at Origins Game Fair. I'm Donna from CATAN Studio. I'm the community director, and I am so happy to be here.
I'm Ian Dembski. I'm the 2019 U.S. CATAN champion, and I couldn't be more thrilled to be a part of this live stream.
This is so fun. We've had such an amazing time. These games have been stressful and fun and loving and hard, and we're down to our final four. We had our semifinals today and the final four right now. They are doing their placements, so shortly.
He's got to decide.
Yeah,
Once he decides, then I'll get to pick. And
Yep. Yeah. So we're gonna talk a little bit. We're gonna share a lot of stuff. Mostly, what you'll hear will be from the players, and then we'll have a few things to say about the different boards.
And it's been such an awesome but a long weekend of Catan, starting with the Masters tourney, which is an amazing program from Catan where veterans of Catan tournaments get to play in different Catan variants to see who the true Catan master is. And then on Friday, there was an all-day qualifier to get to play in the U.S. Championship.
Right.
On Saturday, there was 3 rounds of qualifying for today. Today, there was the semifinals. It's just been an incredible long weekend of Catan. It's been terrific.
Yeah. I mean, we're just having such. Hey, and while you're here, because we are on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell. You know all those things that you have to do. If you're a YouTuber, you spend a lot of time here. You know what to do. So we can bring you more content, videos. We'll have all this. We'll stay up there.
Let's face it. If you're watching this, you'll love it if it popped up in your feed the next time this thing comes. You go, oh, hey, another Catan game is on again.
Yeah, it's really cool. So while we're here, while they're making their final placements, I do want to remind you we do have a Discord channel. If you go to Bit.ly and Catan Discord, you'll be able to look us up. You can join, and you can talk to Catan players from around the world, plus a bunch of people from our staff. So if you ever had questions, you want to meet people, play CATAN U.S. together, whatever you want, feel free to stop by our Discord.
So do we know if they can? Are we showing the board?
I don't know. We'll find out.
I'll sit here and play blue.
All right. So we've got. That is.
I should mention who our 4 finalists are. We have Jeremy Green playing here from West Virginia, and he's been playing for a long time. He's been in 6 U.S. Catan championships, and this is his 3rd time at the final table. He actually finished twice, second place both other times. And his father is a U.S. Catan champion, which is awesome. We have Stephen Gurney-Goldman from New York. He's been playing since about 2017 when and he really got into the game. He was training hard, playing all the time, really cared about his ELO on CATAN U.S, really focused and trying to better himself. So he's been very into improving his game. We have Ty Harwell from Kentucky, who this is actually his first time in a Catan tournament, even though he's been playing since about 2000. He qualified in Cincinnati, and it's great to see what he can pull out. And we have Eric Freeman here from New York. He has a big group of friends that came here for the weekend. They started a Catan league during the pandemic and started playing tons and tons of Catan. They would keep not only winners and tourneys, but they would keep tons of statistics. They're really into the game, and they're great players because they play with each other all the time. And I think they're ready to go.
So yeah, right now, there we go. There's our first
25.
First placement. And
all right, so it looks like we've already jumped right into the game, and they did not take long to pick orders. That's frankly rather incredible.
Isn't that what we said earlier that that would be first pick?
Yeah, I think anybody looking at this board and you see that kind of production, it's the best production. It's obviously ore and wheat. Everybody knows those are going to be key resources. There's not a lot of wheat on this board, so when you can get on the best of a rare resource, also brick, it's the best brick, it's the best of a rare resource, so
yep.
I feel like that was a very clear first choice.
Because we were talking earlier about how whether we would go first, second, which placement we would pick personally ourselves, and I think we both clearly found that one, and then whether or not they're going to hit up that double wheat ore.
Right. I think it should be the second pick is probably going to be the 348. Although I'm not playing, so I really don't know. As far as choosing position, yeah, we were looking at the board, and I think it's going to be kind of tough for. Yep.
There it goes.
That didn't take long either. moving quick. I think when you get to third position, that's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, the powerful spots aren't out there. I think you want to definitely try to get on some wheat, which works well for these first players, because the other wheat spots are kind of some of the weaker positions on the board. If you look at numbers, the 4, 6, 9 in the middle. Actually.
You may have somebody that's going to want to jump right in with that the 5-6-4. Let's make sure we get a row down fast and head off to that sheep port.
Tough passing up more pips, but
See, there we go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you can, that's actually a pretty nice consolation. So if third does pick 4, 6, 9, and you get 4, 5, 6, and say you take 5, 9, 10 across the way,
Right.
That's a very, very strong sheep port strategy. And it's not hard to go wheatless in a situation like that. Not to mention, you might be able to get on the 6, 10, 2,
Right.
depending on what other people
Right.
do, because they already have their wheat, so it might still be available.
Here we go.
And look at that. I think it's because of that right there. That was an aggressive choice, but it does open up a really nice fourth pair of settlements there.
Yeah.
the fastest placement, I think, all day.
You should hear the audio of the players throughout the game, by the way. So we're just going to be chiming in
All ready to go.
when we can. Yep. Yeah. This is.
Yep, there we
It's
go.
amazing how quickly this is moving along. But I think
I'll
those
make this one my second.
those being
sheep
available
wheat
on the wheel is fantastic.
They're being so decisive.
Yeah.
I mean, really decisive. So that's fantastic.
I saw 5 spots that I
But
liked.
of course,
so
now
I
that
was
that
like,
now that
hey, last is great. I get to it.
that 9 sheep is gone, now it seems like the 6 wheat might be a good choice for the sheep player. It's funny when I've played when I was in the semifinals 3 times, and every time, even just choosing where to sit took 20 plus minutes.
Right.
So here we thought we'd be kind of analyzing what they might choose, what they might do, and it's like, nope.
Nope, they're all
no,
going right for
I
it.
think some of them might have a plane to catch today. So
That could be. That could be. A lot of folks, they're like, well, do I stick around? Do I not stick around?
And by the way, I think it should be visible online. I think we have Eric, I believe he had first choice, and so he must have chosen to go first and pick that 5, 6, 9.
Right.
And you'll have to forgive me. We're kind of watching the board as well. I know, like, we've got the camera, we've got the board. So if you see me staring up, we're just watching the game the same as you are.
Slowing down a little bit here.
Yep.
Yeah, fourth big foresight.
We actually have the table just over to our right, so if you see us glancing over there as well. So it looks like
I mean, first was the other.
First was
in the
yeah.
bottom left of our screen.
First was that.
I almost picked fourth. Yeah.
That first started spot is amazing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
in the bottom left of our screen, we have Gurney-Goldman playing the white pieces, if I have this correctly. And I believe in the upper left, you have Eric Freeman playing in the blue pieces. And then in your upper right, we have Stephen Gurney-Goldman playing with the red pieces, and with the orange pieces is Ty Harwell in your lower right corner.
Or we.
And so I'm looking. Yeah, I'm curious what the order of placement chosen was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one's a little hard to predict. I
What do you
mean,
want
we've
sheep
seen
to?
Jeremy
Yeah.
up here
Well,
before.
I'm going sheep. The question is like.
Anyway,
8, 3,
getting
12,
back to the
5,
board,
9.
so the sheep player did take
But I
that
don't
6
think it
wheat.
matters that much.
I don't entirely love that setup, just because, you're without a 4, you can't do anything, right? I
Right.
mean, you're going to have a handful of wheat, sheep, and wood, and that
I
can
mean,
be
if I
tough.
go
Even
5-10,
so, it'll take a little time to get to the
orange
sheep port.
doesn't get
Getting 1 sheep on a 6.
Right.
So I think orange is going to have some space to work with, but I think that's tough. I think I would have picked the 4-6-9 with the third pick, even if it would have left a good opening for the fourth player.
Right.
And look at the fourth player with every resource, great production. I think that's a great setup. So now we're looking. Looks like red is up after that 8-4-3. They're definitely going to want to get on some sheep, preferably when you've got all that ore and wheat. So probably looking
28 through 12.
either that 5-10 or 8-3-12 in the corner.
Probably would prioritize.
I don't love going on 3-12 because sometimes I just write that off. Like if I go on a 3 or a 12 before a game, it might just never happen.
Right.
I can't after the game be like, yeah, but I think starting with the free road, the temptation was just too high.
Yeah.
Start with a red.
I agree.
And there
It's
you go.
always nice early.
Should have picked third though. Maybe not.
And now first, then you've got 5-6-9. It might. I think the 5-10 wooden sheep. It just seems like a really strong option. Or if another good secret choice could be the 4-11-12 and head to that 8 sheep because you could even head to the 8 or 3-1 port.
Yeah.
When you have high production, especially 3-1 ports become a lot more valuable. One thing I didn't like about the 5-6-9, I do think that's the kind of spot where the robber is just going to bounce around you over and over early on. But when you have that kind of production, it's not as important.
Right. Yeah, it's like, and one of the things we talked about earlier was whether if somebody is going to actually utilize longest road, and that these placements are going to be kind of tight here and there. So it could be that white is going to go ahead and try to do that too, not only just getting to the ports, but for the 9 and the brick port, but connect that through, especially with red and blue facing the other direction.
That's right. Yeah, there's a nice path through there. And we'll see what they do. Strangely, I'm kind of leaning towards 4-11-12 if it was me, but kind of gets in the way there. And the expansions to each 8 are just fantastic.
Right, exactly.
You should get the occasional wood with the 11-12. If you go to the 5-10, there isn't too much out there. I mean, you could kill the sheep port if you wanted to get in somebody's way, but I actually don't even know if it's that urgent for orange at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I could be like whites, just killed it.
I was kind of thinking these would maybe be the 2 spots I was going to end up with, which I was still going to be plenty happy with. But
Sorry, which two?
I thought this would be, I kind of thought these 2 would be swapped.
Interesting. I was thinking about taking that.
I mean, I could take this 9-3 brick port and slow white down significantly.
You could.
I mean, I think it's actually decent for you, especially
It's
with
decent.
Because you do have the 9 brick too.
Yeah, and then
But
you
you-
2 brick numbers.
Yeah, but you don't have any wood, would be the one negative about
I start with a port.
you start with the port.
I mean, I do think that is a better play because otherwise he gets it, and then he's on that board.
If you don't escape though, then you're kind of stuck with your placements. If orange gets the 6-11, then he's really stuck in.
Yeah, but he's not playing he's playing dev card game anyway. Like he'll get the 9.
You usually want at least one, maybe 2 spots though, and the 9's not a great. I mean, it's nice to have more sheep, but those are your numbers. You're stuck with them for the rest of the game if he doesn't escape.
Yeah, it's also a great cheap 11, which I wouldn't,
Would to go with the brick to expand out and you have space. Of course, I'm biased because I don't want him to build on the brick port, but I'm still going to point that out.
Understandably.
It's true and very fair. I do think I haven't seen a board placement with everything in at least 3 pips.
Yeah.
Plus, you're competing with him for army. You will be.
I want to mention, by the way, I heard him saying that he might go on the 3-9
Yes.
as sort of a defensive maneuver against the brick port. But honestly, if you open up the 4-11-12 and then let white expand out to those 8s as well, I don't know that, I
Fair
don't
enough.
think it's really as much of a slowdown.
I
as he
tried
thinks
my
it is.
best to argue my case.
Think a little bit more about it.
tough decisions there.
Yeah.
How do you feel about no blocks? You play with those or no?
What do you mean by
I
no?
mean, I think I have to take that, but it would be if you agreed not to block me on your first night or session, I won't take that spot.
I don't really like trying to negotiate with that.
That's fine.
So,
That's totally fine.
yep. So,
Very interesting there. You're hearing a lot of what some people call like the kind of the new school style of playing Catan. You're always looking for an edge. You're always looking for an edge. So you might be leaning to go one way. And if in your mind you're kind of going elsewhere anywhere, you might as well say, hey, I might block you, but maybe you give me something for that.
Right.
So, and if you simply just place yourself elsewhere, you lost, you never know. You might get a little something out of it.
It's true.
I mean, I really don't think why, because you get wood and slightly better sheep. I mean, your
build
board.
towards 3 to 1.
yeah, decent 8-11 with the ore, more ore. Better place to go.
I think also the 6 pips on a port is something not overlooking, but I think is valuable.
I'm going to build towards a part.
Yeah, not a 2 for 1 though. And I do think it's tough for any of us to be wide.
Well,
The game has just started. It's hard to say. The dice can tell a story all on their own.
All right, good luck, everyone.
Yep. Good luck.
Can I grab a sheep and a wood? Thank you. All right, guys. Let's do this thing.
Yep. Leroy Jenkins.
All right. So
Go for the 6.
after a lot of deliberation,
so
he went right on the
Wheat
8-11.
for
Big time
orange
I guess he
and
didn't want to
blue.
wait for that sheep, and now he
Sheep
sees a
for
good
orange
expansion
and
to an
white.
8 or 3 to 1 port.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could see that too. I mean, I kind of like that getting in the way of the 4, 11, 12, and then expanding there. So
That's my number there.
when you have a 6 and a 9 sheep, it's where you have to trade. But for now, let's listen to the audio as they keep going.
There's again white.
Yes, indeed. Don't worry, I'll roll a 7 and then I'll make it all meaningless.
You already had 8 cards.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be a quick game.
Okay, how about a 10? Not 7. That's
8.
You're
8.
rolling red.
Not that I can do anything with any of this, and I don't think anyone's going to trade me to help that out. But I will say I can make it worth people's while though if they want sheep or brick or combinations of cards, like wood.
I feel like you'll speed up on your own, you know?
Yeah, I could give you 2 brick though, or sheep and a brick,
I'm not
or 2
interested.
sheep. In that case, I'm just gonna go ahead, bank for sheep for wood, and build a road. Eight again.
Thank you. Like we're all pretty wood dry right now, right?
Yes, yes, I believe that is the
Checks out.
case.
Right. We'll build a road.
You can see everybody getting their early game plans online.
Right.
A 4 is brick for orange, and wheat for us.
Is anyone interested in trading wheat for sheep?
Nah, sure.
Of all those first roads, Donna, which one do you think is going to be the biggest impact when they get that first settlement down?
Tyler,
No, if you want to sweeten
I think it's
that
really
deal,
hard to
that'd be
say.
good.
With
what are you looking for?
I mean, it could be that Brickport goes down right away, and so if that 9 rolls up,
Gotta consider that those 8s have hit. He's got a couple ore in hand.
I don't have a city, if that's what you're thinking.
but blue
I
has also
wish.
got an
That's what I was
advantage.
thinking.
But
getting
early
there.
dev card can still be pretty devastating depending on what it is
Although one
too.
thing about getting on that that 9 sheep brick port
I'm up on
is
sheep.
He has
so
the wheat
they're already
already,
on
so he
9
has a
sheep
deep
and
card
6
in hand.
sheep.
Okay.
So I think their hand could get kind of cluttered with sheep over time, and they're a long ways from being able to use it. In fact, it doesn't.
Does anyone have one
I'm
for
looking at the
trading
board. I
for
don't even know
No,
if in the
right?
long run they'll ever get to
5
a
has
3 to 1 or a
rolled.
sheep port.
Yeah.
You're the one that's
So
been
it's
getting
gonna be a
more.
lot of
Well,
4
you
to 1
started
sheep
with
this
one
game.
now?
Something we've all done over the
But
years.
Me? No, that was my start. I took those.
Okay. Yeah, I'll get a card.
They could have maybe gone the second.
Yeah, I would need an ore also.
12.
Big money.
It's a pretty big roll for red right there, actually.
Yeah.
That's their only wood.
That's a huge 12.
Players agree.
Six. I'll take it. I'll take it. Don't go. Come back. And I'm sure you do not want to part with that wood, so.
Just waiting for your 10.
Yep.
Patiently.
Yep. Wait for my 10 patiently.
Another 6.
Ugh.
Anyone thirsty for a wheat? Wheat.
What was that?
I've got some wheat to dish now.
You don't need wheat. Ore and wood are the things that I would greatly
You
appreciate.
and me both, brother.
Exactly.
If you wanted to part with a couple for a sheep, I'm here for you. Two for one.
I also have sheep. I'm
Yep.
Uh,
good on sheep.
Yeah,
You
we're,
have sheep? Oh, yeah.
we're both looking for wood and ore, the things that
Yeah,
people are.
Yeah.
But I would dish a couple sheep.
Do you have brick? No. Or
I do, yeah.
If you could give me... Sorry, what are you looking for?
I don't know if I want to give you brick because you have that wood. And that gives you a settlement on a port. Speeds up your game. I feel like the brick is...
Okay, well, that would be my offer for the ore.
What was the... Oh, the brick for ore.
No, sorry. Wheat and brick for ore and sheep. If not, completely cool.
What do you guys think? Should we give him this brick?
I mean,
Have a 3 hitting take a while.
right, I mean, I'm always going to be biased and say, no, don't give them anything. Never. Don't do it.
Right.
Bad. It's a horrible idea.
Right, I mean, these further our games and to the detriment of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
I
understand.
mean, it gets me a D card, right? Like,
Right.
it's not...
Yeah.
Which could be a mono, which could be, I don't know, road building,
You're
point.
wanting,
An early points
Yes.
sucks.
you're wanting.
Wood or
or wood.
Yeah.
It also, like, this will be a D card fight.
Let's tango.
Okay.
That brick
I will-
wheat for ore sheep. That's a nice trade.
The spectators are asking if you guys can roll closer to the board so we can
Oh,
see
sure.
the numbers.
There you go. We've
Yeah.
just informed the players to try and roll closer to the board. Hopefully you can get the dice action. We noticed that. Thanks for
Yep, it's
thanks
just
for
a wood
chatting.
for
We're
blue.
keeping an eye on it.
He says roll 11s all day long.
Okay, so that's the settlement, and I am out of cards. Whenever I see the low probability, I'm like, that must be me, but not on 11.
8.
Just in time.
Yeah. If we get more 8s than 6s, it's good. If not, not
And
so
if you're going
good.
to double up on an 8 sheep, a 3-to-1 board is really useful to go with it.
Exactly.
We should start seeing dev cards piling up on red side of the board.
The no 5s is kind of sucking right now.
Right?
I know that feeling.
Really there.
You're winning on 10.
That thing that
I
you really
mean,
want.
both. I mean, 5s, 10s, they're all both good. But
Someone else buy a D card?
I bought one.
he's bought one, you bought one.
Or is it on the bottom of that?
Oh, sorry. Yep.
There we go.
Hey, a shout out to Bo. Bo is in the audience watching the chat. Bo is the 2021 national champion who is also going to Malta
Wouldn't know
with
where.
Ian.
I wouldn't mind wheat.
Bo is a
What do you think?
tremendous player, really one of the all-time great table talkers at the game. He is tough competition. I've played against him a number of times, and he's always involved, but he always makes very good, sound reasons for things he tries to convince people to do. Tough player.
You're going to sheep king over here.
It's early.
We've got fans for all the players in the chat too. So hello everybody.
Too many cards.
I have to admit, knowing that this is Jeremy's third time at the final table, finishing second each of the first 2 times,
Yep.
you'd love to see somebody like finish through like that. But really, any of these
Yeah,
players I think are
righty.
deserving, and
5 or 10, please.
look forwards to competing in Worlds with anyone.
10. Thank you.
There's the 10.
Excellent.
Is that the 10?
So that would be wood, brick, wheat, sheep.
One sneaky valuable thing about Orange eventually
Get
getting on the sheep
to
court, I know
that.
this is like a minor, maybe long game thing, but if Orange can pull a mono at some
Call it a
point,
day.
you can
And he's
easily
got
see
a
a
three
point
pick
like kind of
spot for
late
the
in the
next one.
game where you monopoly like
3 hex.
15 sheep or something like that.
Right.
Just the way
Right,
this
they're not
game's
bad.
going, we're gonna start getting the city.
No,
soon.
not the, yeah.
4's not bad.
Yeah.
Is that 4?
That is some wheats and a brick.
4 is a big role for those players because Red really needs that rare wheat, and Orange really needs to move in soon. Orange, we hit a few 6s.
Not the moment.
But
I'm still kind of
that's the
looking for the
challenging
same
part
things.
about Orange's setup is, again, we said without those 4s, he's no ore,
Yep.
very little brick. So
The 1 wood I had, I spent immediately. It was gone in a flash.
Orange might have a chance of just connecting all through the bottom of the board for a road, though. So I think the race to the 6 wheat 11 ore, even though nobody's doing it yet,
Right, right.
is very key just for space on the board position.
And dreams.
That's right.
Need to hold 6. No one wants 2 sheep?
No.
Ty, you want 3 sheep for brick?
I think we're getting to hear that a lot. I have lots of sheep.
I have lots of sheep.
Also, the 8 is going to change this game a lot. The 8
So I heard there's a new way to play Catan coming to players soon. Can you tell me about that?
It's true. It's true.
Hey.
Board Game Arena.
Yeah, especially, it's going to
And-
change the game because someone else will be honing in on your.
Yeah, exactly. I
Your
don't want
monopoly
that.
there.
I don't want that.
I like that they're having a friendly game.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very competitive, but it's kind of nice
This is
teasing.
most Catan games. For about the first third of the game, it's all
Yeah, it's
laughing,
roll like-
smiling.
keep rolling like
Second
that,
of
you're
the
gonna
game,
kill
it's
it.
a little more tense,
8
and then
is
that
not a
laughs
bad
there.
roll for me.
But yeah, I played a lot of just
a good
so
roll for
board game
me.
arena. Wow, it's very loud. It's sort of a portal website where you can play tons of board games. If you haven't heard of it before, definitely check it out. You kind of have friends
Looking
there. You can
creative.
easily set up
Hear me out on
community
this
games.
before.
Okay.
And there's going to be a new
Would like to
Catan
trade
coming to board game arena.
Sheep for wheat.
That's true. Catan is
Okay.
now in alpha on Board Game Arena, and anybody can drop in and
Is anyone
play.
interested?
You'll probably see me there.
Okay, I
definitely.
heard you out and no.
So here's the kicker, though. Like, I can try to draw one of them, right? Which I don't really want to do. I'd rather just be friendly and make a trade.
I mean, I'd rather you spend it and I know what it is and get it out of the way. So if I roll a 7, I don't have to worry about it anymore. I don't like trying to avoid that. I'd rather people play them and get it out there.
Yeah.
And rather than threaten me with it, because then you can just keep doing it. If you let them do it once,
That's fair.
they just keep doing it. So if I don't want to do
No,
that.
that's completely fair.
Yeah,
That is
I'd rather
completely
you
fair.
just play it and then it's out and
I think that's smart. It's what, 1 and 4, really, is what I'm looking at? Or did I...
yep, go ahead, play it.
You seem like you want me to play it.
Yeah, I do. I'd rather you play it than trade it.
Yeah, they're pretty chatty there.
Like, do I get a back?
I'm just hoping this is like 8 points right here. That's hope. No one wants sheep, right?
No.
I can't read your writing.
You're not interested, right? Yeah.
Hold bluff.
You did. Well done. Tip of the hat.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's
There's
a
a
5.
five.
There's a 5. Hey. Hey, 5. High five for 5.
5 for 5.
Nice.
Thank you.
So the question was,
Thank
what
you.
is there a prize for winning? And then
Where's
yes,
the other
it's a
one
free
besides
trip
the
to
or?
Malta. Plus we have a bunch of trophies and other prizes
think I
for
know where the
the
sheep's spawn, I think.
last 4 here and for the
I
winner.
would give you 2 sheep for
That's
just
cool
about anything.
Catan swag we've gotten over the years. Catan hats, Catan bags, water bottles, all kinds of cool stuff, T-shirts, you name it. The Catan team is
I'm looking
extremely
forward.
generous and giving out cool stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna have fun in Malta, aren't we?
Absolutely, I can't wait. You
What
were
are you
just there
offering?
for a week, right?
We were. We went and did a site visit, and you know it's gonna be amazing to play
have is,
Catan while
lumber
looking out
and,
over the Mediterranean.
sheep.
Right. In case I
I'd do a
clarified
week
it,
for
yeah, that's
wood.
where the World Championships are going to be this
I would
mid-November.
throw in a sheep.
Right, and I'm sure that'll be online as well.
Yeah, we'll be live
I can't
streaming it
make
for
that,
sure,
so.
probably across platforms,
Okay.
so we can hit every one of them.
So as you're planning your Thanksgiving meal next week, you can throw on some Catan
There's
and
the
keep up
settlement.
with what's going on out in Malta.
Exactly,
What am I missing?
exactly.
We're
Nope.
cutting cards.
Got another settlement going out on the board. And there's
There
that
we
first
go,
sheep
there's-
port of the
there it
game.
is.
And if nothing else, it
Are you
also
over?
opens the option to trade for sheep, right? So
Right.
if you need a wheat, you can say to Red or somebody, hey,
is
I'll
on.
give you this for 2
Over
sheep
again.
because basically you're just giving me a wheat, and even though it's a 2
Not
for
the
1,
worst thing in your
it's
best
really a 1-for-1 trade. So even though Orange
Yep.
only does have the 1/6 sheep, it's still very, very, very useful port.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we like roll it and then
Yeah,
put them there?
you
Okay.
roll them and then
Yeah.
put them up in this space here.
Right here?
What do you suppose the all-time Catan ratio
That way over
sheep
there.
spent as sheep versus
Or anywhere
sheep
on those.
ported?
Yeah,
is?
yeah.
Okay, on the sides. All right.
Is that kind of with the T-shirt? You know, we don't need no stinking sheep.
Right, I
I
can't
think
imagine.
in this one, you're gonna get a lot
I
of
bet
sheep.
so many more sheep have been ported than spent as sheep in the history of Catan.
And I will get my own
I
development
like that
card.
high 5 for 5. Nice.
Would you like 2 sheep for any card?
So at this point, you know, how long do games
not
last?
particularly, no.
You know,
I'd like 2 Bray.
You know,
Give me both.
I've
Yeah,
played in
maybe.
Catan games that
But,
took 3.5
think
hours,
I'm
and I've
just
played in
gonna hold
games that
there
took
and say
15
your
minutes.
Yeah.
This one is a pretty high production board, and the players so far have been moving fairly quickly. But again, like if it's kind of a balanced game, as it gets late and there's so much on the line, it really can slow down. So I think things are going to start fairly quickly.
Dice up for
Oh
it.
yeah, sure can. While he's
But I think as we get into the mid and late game, it's definitely each turn, each decision is going to be so important. And you usually see it in these final tables that you can have some pretty big turns. But if I had to guess,
we all have
you
3
know,
points other than you.
I'd be surprised if a final table like took more than was faster
No problem.
than an hour and a half.
Also,
But
almost guaranteed to get sheep.
I don't know. We'll see. So far, people are building sideways and not
I know you
up.
have an
I guess we haven't rolled that many. I heard that was the first 5. Maybe there have been that many 8s. So
But it might be worth
You're
the,
not-
it
you're
might
not
be
so
worth the
lucky this game,
chance.
you know?
Lots
once
of
those
8s
first
today.
cities comes out, we're really going to start popping.
Yep. Yeah,
He's got
absolutely.
one too. Oh,
But
no,
you're
he bought
saying
that.
no, I spot it. Yeah, I spent it.
It's
You're
that
saying-
3 to
you're
1 on
saying
the
there's
trade
a
I'm
11.
assuming I won't hit you, but I'm gonna try to pull from you. I think.
What would you give me back for it?
Hard
Oh,
choice.
because of the glare.
Which choice?
My
Yes, that is a 3 to
Does
1.
that mean a sheep? If it's not a sheep, I'll do it. Any other card?
It's probably gonna be what I pull from another player. So I don't know.
You won't guarantee me non-sheep, is kind of what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if I pull a sheep, I'm gonna give you a sheep.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right.
And that means not blocking me either.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. I don't know who between white and orange do we think is more probably white, right?
I think so. I mean, sheep is so plentiful, but like the 6 is still. I mean, he's got a port now. I don't know.
Right. Maybe I hit the 6 and I pull from white.
I think so. I don't see any other. I mean, what else is white on? You share the 5. You.
The only thing I'd be careful about is he's the only one of us that has 2 dev cards before we do too much in his favor of things. Or, I mean, you got to do this,
I'm getting anywhere from
but
it.
after that we need to kind of.
He's getting an
I hear you.
He
I hear
is,
you.
but I'm just saying let's.
I'm
He
wondering.
also rolls next, so if you can just take the knight off of him if he has a knight.
Yeah, true enough.
I'm wondering if we want to consider the 10.
But then you make him spend it
Maybe
rather than
don't
him
over.
having the
maybe I
card
shouldn't
face down.
overthink it. I
I
mean,
mean, I hit the 6.
yeah.
So I'm gonna take from you.
It's something you see when you get to the higher levels of Catan is somebody rolls a 7 and lengthy debates ensue.
Yes,
Turns out
indeed,
after all,
indeed.
I'm not gonna do this because I got the card I needed to settle. I'm sorry. That was a weak.
Nice ball.
It's the right choice anyway.
There you go.
That worked out, and you're off the hook.
Yeah.
10. I'm okay with that.
maybe the 10.
Yeah, I mean, I still think that's the best block.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If you were gonna hit us,
And he's got the 5 too. Yeah.
I just think he's already got 2 development.
I agree.
I think we're all
I
pretty
was-
even, really,
yeah.
so far. But
Yeah.
2 development cards is still.
No one
slightly-
interested in sheep for wheat, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because now we still don't know what those are.
I love the pace of play right now. That's good.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, they seem to be enjoying the faster game.
Trying to catch
Yeah.
the light tonight.
And that was a really interesting power of the development card. So when Eric had a chance to move the robber,
That eight looks awfully good.
you look at red in their
Eight's
setup
awful.
and how already 2 down development cards, 3-1 port online, very strong or weed sheep.
Right.
Didn't want to robber because immediately
I have 4.
red
Most
would
of them
likely
are sheep.
play a knight and move it right back.
Right.
And I can understand
really
why that
only half the
is,
card
but
from the
also you're just letting them sit there. So how long do you wait before you say, all right, let's find out if you have a knight or not?
Exactly. Exactly.
If it's me, I usually like to just go for it. And
There we
you know,
go.
if they have a knight, look, it's going to happen at some point. So it's not like they're never going to play that knight. And I'd rather know early, because if they
both
don't play a knight, that
desperately
could be
need
just
4.
as telling as if
I
they
don't
do.
think the 5
Yeah.
is a bad block.
I think that
Makes
was
them
what
play knights.
Jeremy was saying.
I have them.
I
Earlier.
still think one of the 8s make them.
You could certainly do an 8. That's not a bad block. But this is like what
Okay,
you
thanks,
need
babe.
the most.
It hurts me, but the most
Scoreboard
production
needs to be
comes out of this
updated.
8.
Tie is at
And
3.
I think with 2 on turn B is.
Looks like they're
everyone has
starting
the
to
same
update
position on
everything
the
right
board,
now.
Everyone's got a port.
See how
Has that
badly he doesn't
slight
want his 5?
advantage.
To be hit.
I mean, I'm on an
See
8
how
now, too. I
badly
have-
he doesn't want to have
I
the
mean, let's
rubber
just-
on him.
he'll put it on my 8 next turn anyway, so let him flip the knight.
Yeah, I think that was.
There we go. We can see Sebastian in the background, you know, trying to work on making sure the scores are updated.
12.
12.
Lucky 12.
12 being clutch for you.
Yeah, but I need a brick with it usually.
Development card.
It's great getting the kind of the perspective of playing this game, not just with you here as a national
Are you
champion, but
kidding?
with Bo in the chat as a national champion, to be able to talk about the
What
things
about
that they're
3
doing at
while
the
we're
table.
asking for these numbers.
Absolutely. And these are definitely all strong players.
Putting in requests.
I had the pleasure of helping judge some of the games during this weekend and was able to see them in action. And yeah, they
You're like, hey,
deserve to
I
be
wanna
here.
run 6s.
Yeah, we
I-
have a lot of new people this year. A ton of new people to join the Masters program,
Sixes make everybody
who have all made it to the semifinals.
This
So outside of Jeremy, I haven't seen hardly any of the
They make
people
me
that
sad.
were in the top
That's
16
right.
before.
That's right. A lot of new faces here.
Can I just trade you a
I
wood?
do have
That's
to
what
tell
you're-
one humorous story though. In the semifinal game, it was a
you
very
could
close
kick
game
something
for
like
Ty. And apparently in the last
Yeah, I
orbit,
should take it.
the dice went 2-2, 12-12, and that was what you need to win. So sometimes, you know, we all know Catan, the balance of luck versus, you know, how you know, converse with people is always an interesting debate. But you can't get away from the luck sometimes.
It's true. It's true. There's that 5 again.
Once we start seeing more ore coming in the game, eventually somebody's going to get city, and that's when we're
Everyone's
really going to
okay
see
with
starting to
that.
move. All right. Got our 3rd played night of the game. Also, the more knights you see early, it actually motivates people to
And
buy
more
cards a
dots.
little more because
Yep.
they
It's either
want
the 6s or
you know,
the
those
5.
monos, road buildings, BPs.
Okay, there's Kai. Kai has just bought
How many
Catan
cards?
and is tuning in. So we hope you enjoy this place here, Kai, and maybe we'll see you at a tournament someday. Speaking of tournaments, if you are in Canada, next month is the Canada National Championship. And Stephanie and Sebastian and I will be out there in Toronto,
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna
we'll
watch
be
them
running
when I
that
pick
national
them.
championship.
That's
He's not. He's not.
So you can go to
Sorry,
Breakout
I should
Con,
be paying attention, right?
and
Can I
that's
still
where
move it
we're
or no?
hosting it.
What are the rules?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so obviously Catan hosts tons of qualifiers throughout the country, as we said, also in Canada. But also keep in mind that, you know, if you go to a local qualifier and unfortunately it didn't work out there, that I mentioned on Friday here here at Origins they had an open tournament, and the top 10 players in that tournament were able to advance into the U.S. championships. So it's absolutely a consideration to just make a weekend of it. I mean, Origins is a fantastic game fair here in Columbus. It's not like you wouldn't have a fun time walking the con. I demoed a whole bunch of great games this weekend, and you can even you can play some Catan here and maybe even advance yourself.
Yeah, I hope someday that I can play more Catan with people in the
I think we
program.
saw one.
Yeah, I don't think it's
and
been.
it's kind of
You don't have one, right?
one or two.
Try to.
Yeah, and just so for the 2023 season starts as soon as this game is over. So if you go to CatanStudio.com, click on World Championship, and then you can go look for your country and the dates. Stephanie has updated the 2023 season, and there's already a bunch of qualifiers that are already there. So if you've got one local, if you've got a game store or convention, you can reach out to them and tell them to call us. Or you can email Stephanie at op@CatanStudio.com for more information about the program itself.
Probably not.
Or hit up the Discord.
Yeah. We like the bit.ly links, so if you want to go to bit.ly/Catan Discord, you'll make it right there into the
We
Catan
still
Studio
haven't,
Discord
I don't
and
think,
ask anything you want
tested
to.
White's dev card.
Speaking of Stephanie, you'll occasionally see her hands at the top
I mean,
of
he'll put it back
the
on
screen.
the
She is both the judge and the banker for this final table.
Pick it on me.
How many cards do you have?
I have 5.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
Yep.
We were waiting on a 7 was rolled,
Sorry,
and
Mr. Cameraman.
usually they're announcing what they roll, so it's not the worst if the dice are a little off screen, but we're trying to keep it there. So let's see, who has an early lead? So Blue's gone on that 8 or that 8 cheap. I think Blue is looking very strong with their initial settlement. Red, of course, is in that strong position to buy a lot of development cards.
Absolutely.
But Blue is looking extremely strong. 3-to-1 port, tremendous production, even being blocked. 6-8, right? Just got blocked, and you have 6 wheat, 8 cheap, 8 or. I mean, that's a very strong position.
Yeah, you did say earlier that that would be where the robber, at least in early game, would probably end up quite a bit.
As predicted.
It's just right back over there to that.
Right, and that's still blocking Blue, and in a way, I like the
When
8
has more
or
cards been a good
block because that 8 or 8 cheap is kind of
Oh,
coordinated.
I mean
to-
more.
Yeah.
There's more of those cards.
It's like a coordinated dev
Look, it's all
cards, and
true.
you really
It's all
can slow
true.
that
It's
down
all
if you're one of
true.
the other players.
All right, let me make sure you get the one I want you to get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just don't wave at me to pick it and say this is not the card you're looking for.
Yeah, yeah. Let me take a look too. Whenever.
That one right there.
This one?
Yes.
Cool. Pretty good pick.
Yep, I'm okay with that. And I need to roll because I played the knight. 7 again. I guess we'll just.
And another 7 I heard.
Other one.
Yep.
I will
You got what you
I
wanted.
like that. He's just kind of wiggling his fingers. Come on, give me a card. Give me a card.
You are pretty greedy.
I want
There's
it all.
no question. This?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright.
And death card.
I'm kind of interested that
think
they're
that rolls
focusing
one
on pulling
card.
from red. I will admit I wasn't tracking exactly what cards they had, so maybe that's maybe that was the reasoning. But I think you really have to fear Blue's position here.
Got it.
Okay, gotcha.
You got a death card.
Death card.
These corners? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
If anything, you almost want red to be the one to get army because I think Blue's going to be able to buy a lot of development cards as well.
Exactly.
And another 3 7s in a row. Isn't Catan fun?
Well, if you were in Vegas, wouldn't that be great?
So we all have a night played, 1 unturned.
Yeah, like
Pretty even. 2 cards. How many? 3 cards.
If you're Blue, I'm almost most afraid of the 4
I think
wheat,
it's 4, but let's see, maybe 5?
but I could see the 6 sheep
I
also
mean,
being
your
a
options were
consideration.
the 4 wheat,
Yeah.
the 6 sheep, the
yep, just as you said.
I guess there are a couple others, but not like amazing ones. Maybe the 10 or the 9. Probably not the 9. The sheep 9 I meant. Probably not.
Tempted to test out your other card there, Red.
I'm okay
that.
You do what you have to do. If it's
Yeah.
taking a card from him, you
And the
know,
third in a row,
Yeah.
you're fine to do that. I do think though that this is the most impactful block. And what's better about testing him than me? Especially he's got a
You're next.
board.
Exactly. Then you'll move and test him.
I'm gonna hit this 4. I would take a no block not to do it.
You're negotiating with no blocks, a very popular tactic nowadays.
Just what on the next one?
Again,
On
it's
the
just
next
value
Saturday.
out of thin air.
Okay.
Just, yeah, you know, it's 50-50, so sure, don't block me next time and I'll do that.
And I will
I mean, if
take-
they're gonna negotiate no blocks, do you want to do an alliance too of no blocks when we get to it?
no block with you. either.
No, I'm talking with him. I'm saying with him. If your guys are gonna do no
Look,
blocks, then we'll
I'm happy
do
to
no block each other.
Pour
and we'll-
myself out for no block. No issues with that.
I think Jeremy's experience of being at a final board is really driving his aggression in the game.
Mhm.
Trying to drive those conversations across the table.
Well, anybody with great
They each got
dev
3
card
on the board.
position and
You get
already
your choice of
popping a
cards.
few
Each
early
got a
on
card
is gonna,
down.
you know, you feel like you need to slow them down. Because
I think
even a
probably
Europe
white
might
just
turn
'cause
that
of the
3-4-8 into a
numbers.
city,
But
and then you know, with that 3-1 port,
Yep.
it can go from there. But really, I don't know. I'm still looking at blue, and I'm just thinking they need to slow down blue. Blue has everything on great
Let's get
numbers.
some 3s. Let's will that into existence, right?
No nines. 9.
Go on.
camera saw that one.
Blue being Eric, by the way.
Oh my goodness.
1
look
plus
at
1 is
that.
3, pretty sure.
Do we have a 2? Oh, a nice rare
Right.
wheat from the edge of the board.
Yeah, I thought I heard that, but
If I were on a 3, I might agree with you. But
Yeah. Okay.
okay, 6 is blocked.
One of them is blocked.
I still think orange and tie is now like a very tough position because
Right.
without I mean, if you're rolling 6s to get your sheep, the other people are getting, well, you're also getting wheat, but blue's getting wheat that blue really
It's tough
needs.
when a
If
couple
you roll
rotations go
4s,
down
which
in a
is your
game
brick
is
number,
regressing.
then it's wheat for white and red,
it's a
and it's
tough,
almost, you know, better for
It's a
them.
sense
So
of something, yeah.
the only thing in
No,
orange's advantage is I think people are gonna kind of discount his strength a little bit based on how the game's going right now. And we'll see if he can kind of like stay under the radar and then, you know, maybe expand across the bottom, maybe pull a lucky dev or 2,
Yep.
get longest road.
Yeah, I don't really want to discount anyone out.
Oh, of course,
this
it's
point.
way too early to
Yeah.
just discount anybody out. But, so that's what he's up to here.
I mean, because one of the things that we had this year is we had numerous games where people pulled out 5 points in one turn.
Yeah, I heard.
It's like bam, bam, bam. And there was one in the Masters, one in the Open qualifier, and at least 1 or 2 yesterday, where somebody was just kind of solidly came in. They had 5 points. They put 5 on the board and won. So
I
you
think
just
we
like you
did
can't even
pretty
think
well.
about that with this
I
setup.
don't know.
Yeah, going
it-
from
who
5
knows
to
what
10 is an
have what?
amazing play.
Yeah.
6-11.
It looks
I
like
don't
we
know
had
either.
another night played.
don't know.
It's a lot of nights being played, and yeah, I think 8-or is the right block here.
You still have a.
Yeah, we've got 4 knights on the table right now.
This is
Well, I mean, you could have let him.
Again, he's still hitting red. I'm really surprised at this. Again, maybe it's because he's, you know, tracking what's in his hand. I know we rolled
This
a
one?
4
Yeah.
recently, so he might be trying to get a wheat.
And roll the dice.
Yeah, like Mike says, so many people are building out versus up, which is what you were mentioning earlier. Because we expected people were going to build up on this one.
okay, is that legal? Is that in the rule? I don't think that's.
the
Oh, yeah,
dice.
Nine.
9s are a very nice
Interesting
roll
to
for
me that you,
white.
Yep.
Retaliate on not on the person who offered it, but the person that accepted it.
Well, because you're gaining it away from you, it feels like when you start gaining to be able to negotiate the robber away from you,
No,
it is
I-
a bit of an
yeah.
advantage when you can do that.
I hear you. I didn't propose that though. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I know. Road.
Yep.
6.
Right. Anyone? Does anyone want to trade a card for a card?
What card? cards are you talking about?
That's a great question. Great question. Interested in sheep. I'm interested in wood. I'm interested in ore.
I have sheep.
What are you interested in?
Of course, Eric Blue would love to just cut off to
You
that
pick up a
6'11",
weed.
but I think he's a little too
Is
far
anyone
away
else-
for that. I don't think the
yes.
players
Interested
would trade
in
in
ore
that.
or wood?
I don't think you should do. I only have 2 cards. I can't really do anything.
Of course he doesn't want to trade.
I don't. I mean,
He doesn't want
I don't.
to trade except with him.
Hey, our friends from the Irish CATAN Association have showed up in the chat.
From the start.
It's
And
good
I
to
just,
see
like, Why
y'all.
are we rushing to give him another settlement?
Because it helps him. He wants it.
What does he want?
Sheep.
I'll give you sheep, but it doesn't even like.
Do you have ore?
I would give. Sorry, you want sheep or you want ore?
I prefer ore. And I wouldn't do the sheep trade with you if you were doing.
I have 2
ore.
cards, so I can not take that.
What do you want?
I mean, I'll do the sheep for the wheat, just because I would prefer you do it with me than him. But like,
I mean, wheat's good for you. Let's not.
Yeah, exactly.
it's not bad for me. No, for sure. But it's like I have 2 cards.
Ty, are you trading at all?
I'm open to negotiations.
He may actually be secretly the best out of all of us, really.
Tie. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad spot with the port.
Yeah, that is good. Do you have ore?
I don't.
No. Do you have sheep?
Probably.
Always. It's always-
Probably.
Probably.
Would you want a brick?
Well, he did just roll a 6.
Yep.
You're giving a brick for a sheep?
I'd do that too.
Yeah, I'm happy to. I think ties. Do it with
Whoa,
everyone.
whoa, whoa.
I'm happy to do it too.
All right, let me think. Sorry.
And I, like I said, 2 cards and no ports.
Yeah, that comment from Ty was great.
You'll notice that each of the players right away build to a port, and
Yep.
they know that, especially when you're in a
I mean, you
semifinals or a
accelerate this,
finals and
right?
it's winner go
And then,
home.
like-
As the game gets
I
later
don't
and
think I'm
later,
gonna beat him
people
there.
are so
No, I don't think so. but I
they don't
just
want to trade
don't-
with you, obviously,
I
right?
think
It gets
you do
harder
more
and
for him
harder,
than you do
and
for me.
having a
Going for
port is
the,
so important.
you
Even
know,
if sometimes there's a better
don't have any
production you can
ores, I'm just
expand to,
going for
you want to
the
like
cheap
lock in that
11
port
ore.
so you can be a little self-sufficient when you get a hand. You know, you don't want to sit there with 8 9
I wish
cards you
had
can't
gone
spend
towards
and
that
have to
4.
pass.
Yep.
Gonna have to be this way.
Hmm.
All right, I would give a road for an ore.
I have none. I wish I
Wow.
had ore.
That's pretty valuable to you.
Not that I would trade it, but I wish I had it though.
Can you give the wheat as well? I know it's a lot.
I think we can
Yeah.
see his cards, and I think that might give him a city. So hopefully players are aware that that's not something you would want to do in this spot. Did he do it? Unbelievable.
He did it.
And
Yeah.
that's
You gotta be proud.
you can't do that in this spot. You just can't do that. But one thing I
Yeah.
really have to compliment Eric on is he was so patient in that when the first thing you say is, "Hey, I really want an ore," people realize you want that, and they're like, "Well, let me think. Why is that good for you, right?" So instead, he started, "Can I have a sheep? Can I have something else?" And it
was
was
not
almost like the
roll
fallback
needed.
option as well. I guess if you'll give me an ore, I can do this. And they were like, "Oh, okay."
Okay.
It's sort of like the fallback option. And I can't believe he just traded on that city.
I was like, what?
Now blue
looks
is
like
in
8.
dominating position, just absolutely dominating.
All right, well, I had 7 out before, so it's only fair.
Yeah, let's have a 6 instead, or 4.
How about
Deuce.
2?
A deuce.
Come on.
These 12s and
That
2s.
works for you, right?
It works for me. Anybody have, I'm looking for a brick?
And it's one of those things, if you're somebody sitting at the table, even if you're not a part of a trade, you really have to just constantly be on your toes, because when that trade gets proposed, the fact that none of the other players said, well, that gives them a city, or at least I didn't hear them say it, I might have missed it. that's a big miss.
Multiple twos.
Right, you need to be in that position and say, hey, you realize that's, we've hit a couple 6s and 5s, like that's going to give him a city. And if somebody else had simply said that, I don't think that trade happened.
Lumber for
Exactly.
a wheat.
Don't has those either.
Don't have weight.
So we can put that a little on the person who made the trade, but everybody at the table needs to be ready for that sort of thing.
Lumber for one of your ores.
I see people in the
Or is,
comments that are,
valuable
saying he
farming.
shouldn't
Although
have made
they
that
did
trade, but
fine.
again, the other people at the
Yeah,
table,
or
they
would
might be
have
upset
to
about it, but I don't
see
recall them
if
jumping in and
something
saying that he
pretty
shouldn't do
special
that.
to
And
Hmm.
sometimes when you're,
pricing
you're
for
playing at
that.
this level, you need to just be ready,
I mean,
Yep.
sitting a 5.69, it's pretty decent.
Yeah, with a city, like I said, he's
Yeah, he's in great shape.
Okay. All right.
You had mentioned that at the end of this this tournament, the new season opens for qualifiers, and I have to admit I'm pretty excited because when I qualified in 2019, I was obviously pre-COVID, we all know that, and so things were delayed for quite a while. So
You want
I'll actually be allowed to start playing in qualifiers again, which
You
I'm
will?
really excited to get back to.
I'm happy to do it just to do it. I have 3 cards. I'm serious. Like, I don't want you to settle immediately.
every time I try to trade, that people
He's
say,
undercutting. He's undercutting.
I am undercutting because I'm like in a shitty position and like I'm not rolling lead.
No, I would rather you benefit. I think White is ahead of you.
I'm in a pretty rough spot, but it can change. We just need some 3s, so I'm counting on you to roll them for me.
Don't roll 3s. Sorry. No, I'm gonna roll 3 because I said that.
Yeah. Let's have hope.
Yeah, so that's the season that we were just talking about. It's for 2023 for the U.S. But there's
There's no
other
road.
countries who
Nothing-
still are
nothing to
doing their
extrapolate.
tournaments,
Nothing to
like
see here.
Canada. We've got Ireland. We've got Australia.
Can't do what I want. So.
Yeah, let's be clear. This game is a global
Well,
phenomenon.
defense,
This is
that's
the
all.
U.S. Championship, but this is absolutely a game that people know all across
Sorry
the
it took
globe,
so
and it's
long.
fantastic.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry.
It really is.
Sorry.
I mean, I've played a lot of games, and the reason I keep coming back to Catan, it's just such a perfect blend of it. It's not that complicated. The rules are pretty easy
Out
to
of
pick up.
things I
And
usually
it's
have
just
to
this
carry.
perfect mix of strategy, social, and luck.
So
And,
Yep.
anyway, wheat and cheap.
Anybody who's played it knows I've taught the game to so many people who don't. They're like, I'm not a board game player.
So
And
he's
I'm
an
like, "Can we
oral
play
from
again?"
another city
Yep.
in 2 rolls.
I agree.
Yeah.
I can't really do anything
I
about it
know,
because
I
people
know.
don't let me get stuff. There's
It's
someone
funny.
over there that keeps preventing me from getting cards.
The only
Doesn't
people
let
who
me do
believe
it.
me, like when I say that I'm not great at this game, is like people, my friends and family.
Which is
That all they have
right,
to do is
but
talk
I
to you
think we have
folks.
bigger pictures.
Exactly.
I wish I could do
You know,
it.
when I
I know.
retire, I'll be that
Can't really do
person that'll
anything.
like, I'll enter
Cheap.
Catan tournaments, just very casually and fun.
Yeah, I think I'm passing. I don't have really much I can really do. Go ahead.
Don't roll a 5 though.
You can roll 9.
6. Does anybody want some wheat?
Was an interesting defensive road that Orange put down.
This is
I
going
guess to
poorly,
pace
yeah.
down. They were afraid of Eric being able to beat him to that spot. I mean, depending on what's in his hand, I don't
Right.
remember.
He's got 4 wheat.
You know,
2
we would
ore.
have to hit an 11 and a
And
9.
he's
I haven't seen that, but sometimes you just have to be safe. I mean, it could be. I guess in his view, it was sort of game ending. And
Especially since it's the first
if everybody kind of ignores that, that is an opportunity for
I
a
understand.
longest
I'll
road
get 2
connection.
for an ore.
Absolutely.
If not, I'm passing. I'll get
I don't have it.
6.
8 is flopped.
Yeah, I'm sorry, White. This is very much not personal.
Sorry.
Ooh, we have a road
I
building
thought that
settlement.
was a thing that might happen.
Yeah, I mean that was the other reason I wanted
I
to.
think we're
start
getting a
going.
big
Yeah,
time
I-
cutoff on the
Fighting
4,
against
11,
me.
12.
Yes, we can.
Please?
We can.
Please?
We can.
I greatly appreciate it.
Yes, we can.
It's kind of been.
No, I'm with you. The fight is against blue now. Does the way matter? Am I being an idiot? No, it doesn't. Not really. All right.
And really, that's a huge play right there. When you're the Orrery cheap, really almost only player, and you pull a road building, it just doesn't get better than that. I still think this is tough. I still think even as blue gets cut off, I mean, the one thing they can do is if they can keep blue from getting
Anyone
Army
have
or
a
road.
sheep they want to get rid of?
If orange eventually gets road, I don't know that red is likely
So
to
it
connect.
is my only
in the
card.
ninth.
If you'd like to make a.
I'm now behind. I'd like to try and cut in like.
If you'd like to give
I have
me
sheep here.
give me 3 cards, you can have my sheep.
I do have sheep. Like,
Very generous of you.
I know.
I
I'm trying
can
to help out.
I can feel you're really.
but what are you offering?
Oh man.
Even if they're the right 2, we can make a deal.
You know, I got a weed, I got a lumber.
So is this letting you city with the port? Is that what's going on? No, because you're.
He's got a lot of cards to have a turn without this.
He does
The
have a lot
7
of cards.
screws me if I roll it, so I'm gonna wait till it's my turn before I trade anything. I
I
think.
mean, I'm tempted to do it. I'm trying to understand what I'm giving you. The settlement.
But you can do it on your own.
Don't you have it without me?
But if you trade to him, I'll trade it. if he will trade,
So you're saying he's getting it either way, or you're saying we should ban it?
I won't trade if you won't trade it. But if you are willing to trade, I will then offer it and say, hey, you can trade to the person that has 3 points on the board compared to the person that's 4 and is a road for longest
Let me
road.
ask you this: if I were willing to do it, would you prefer to do it with him?
I'm just trying to
All
build.
right, I'll hold out.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm good with not trading right now.
Doesn't even seem like I'm getting the deal. Who knows?
Yeah, it was more.
Of note is you have a little bit of a road competition here.
Me and him. It's going to be. I mean, look. I know I had the builder, but I have 3, 11, 12. I don't know that that's sustainable long term.
Sure.
Yeah, I was thinking it was more just like if he was going to get it anyway, I'll do
Yeah,
it.
I hear
But
ya.
if he's not going to get it, it's
Yeah, I
just
hear
a
you.
hold.
I hear you.
It's a settlement. That Robert's lived on that 8 for a long time.
Yeah, way too long. It needs to be on your.
And they're
six
doing a
spot.
good
There we
job.
go.
The place for it to live.
They're doing a good job hemming in blue.
I need-
And
Yes,
just, you know,
no question.
if they can
It's
stop
also
blue
his
from getting
only,
road and army,
like,
and
he's
then
got a lot of
physically
wool now. That's his only weed.
cut him off everywhere on the board. You know, he might have to just try to, you know, get 6 on the board and get a whole bunch and get a whole bunch of VPs.
Exactly.
Really do anything with all this sheep. I can't do that anymore, so that's moot point. So I guess I just do that and call it a day. And say dead card.
I mean, he should have a city now, right? If he's 4 for 1s. I don't know. He's got a lot of.
Oh man,
That helped us a decent
Cannon.
amount.
That's bad
That's
timing
great.
on that 7.
Yep.
You should put on the 6.
And I'm just looking.
That's,
Yeah, that would have been another city.
I think he.
That's 6.
I think he will put it on the 6. Probably
Right,
not. Probably
the-
not his own.
Right, probably not his own.
Although you know what, I've seen it before.
Yeah, I've done it before.
Yeah.
But usually that happens
If you
later.
could pull
Usually
an
not my
Orrery, you'd
6,
have it. But
but-
at some point,
Yeah.
you might need to just start buying development cards as well. Because, you know, I played a game with Bo at my house about a month
7
before he
cards.
won the championship.
I am at 7.
And one of the games
Counted
I just
them a couple
started off
times, yeah.
great. I had 2 cities early, and they worked together, rightfully so, and blocked me. I literally could not get 10 points.
You have
They
1
physically blocked me in everywhere. I bought almost half the dev deck, but got like 1 night too few, and then all the Europlennies and road buildings.
I don't even.
And I
see,
lost the
like,
game because
how
I
you
just
can
couldn't
see
get a
the
10
play
point,
blocking.
even with
I
a
guess
huge
the 4
lead.
is the only one. Like I don't.
I don't
even
know that it's likely, but
I'm blocking the 4. I'm
like
taking from
I want
white if
orange
you
to
give
build
me the
1
sheep
more
for
road as
five
soon as
choice
possible.
that
Just
I'm guaranteeing myself the
to
sheep
kind
from
of
taking it from you.
lock it in.
See, like, wait, you're gonna get mad. I don't know. What am I supposed to do here, right? Like,
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I'll do it. I guess. Like the 1 non-block is the going rate.
No, you already owe me a non-block. I just want to trade the sheep.
I'll give you whatever I pull from white.
It's collecting non-blocks over
I
there.
know,
Yes.
right?
I'm not
Okay.
collecting
I think
another
I-
one.
I think it
I'm
does just
already
make
owed
you
one.
go over there.
Yeah. I'm putting it on your 4. It's either taking it from you or taking it.
Sorry, you're putting it on 4 either way?
I'm putting it on a 4, and
Why
taking
not,
a
why
sheep.
not the 6?
I think he gets enough. I'm more worried about white and Army. I feel like that's my path.
points on the board.
I'm
He's
gonna make a play for
4
Army,
points
right?
and a road for himself. He's got 4 points with the sheep fort that's producing like gangbusters. I mean, I'm just saying,
I just don't understand why not the 6, because white is...
The 6 doesn't really do much.
I just got
for the
blocked
game.
off, you know.
3 wheat coming out of the 4 is.
your prerogative, but I feel like I've kind of been hounded, and now that I've fallen
I mean,
a
look,
little
do
behind,
as you
I'm still
please. I
getting
prefer to end up with a
hounded.
card, so which, yeah, I'm like, I guess I'm doing it. I just think the 6 is worth consideration. But yes, I will obviously take that trade. I think orange is more of a threat to you than you think, especially if 11s roll. They haven't so far, but like.
Yeah, I mean, you can't count on that.
You also know that's not a knight.
You know, that's not a
Several
knight.
times.
Which I think might be what he wants. He's worried about the
Hear me
knight.
out. I'm gonna have to like. I'm not getting road this game, so I'm gonna have to like pull some D cards and try to get Army.
Yes.
You have 1 unturned and 2 knights played, so I'm viewing you as my competition right now for my path to victory. I don't think that's unreasonable. I want the sheep, so I can guarantee it by taking from him, or I can also slow you down and get a sheep.
The 4 though is just like more of a block towards me.
Once again, I pulled a sheep, so I don't need it. I'm gonna get 2 D cards.
Yeah. You can't hold here.
Actually,
You know,
This
it's a
is
really
might
subtle
be
thing.
quick.
I don't know that it would have mattered in this spot because his hand was literally 2 development cards, but really you ought to buy 1 card, look at it,
Thank
take
you.
a breath, and then buy that second one because you just
Absolutely.
never know. Like if the first one was a road building, you might be like, oh, let me hold off and keep a sheep and a wheat in my hand so I can, drop a settlement on the 8 or.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
That's it.
I see it.
I do that sometimes when I'm playing CATAN Universe.
go,
Because
everybody?
you got your timer, and I just go ahead and like buy, because sometimes you're just under that pressure.
And don't get me wrong, it feels great to say, give me 2 development cards.
Boy.
It does.
Grumpy.
But it seems like Red's gotten kind of slowed down. So Red spent that time to get on the 4, 11, 12, but all of a sudden hasn't bought a development card in a little while. And
Yep.
if they do let Blue get ahead with the largest army, which it looks like is going to happen, that really, really changes the game.
Let's see. Wheat for a brick.
Another great thing about Eric's position in Blue is for the other players. So it's important that somebody fight him for army. But at the same time, they have to get a city up. Right? They're not going to win, and they're not going to catch up with the production if they don't get a city soon. So if they're saving up
I
for
won't
city,
do it on
they're
me,
not
so I
buying
guess I
it.
got her now. So
I won't do it if you
Right.
Well, I'm at this point. You're pushing against me. I need an escape battle, I think. So
Still feels like Eric's game to lose.
I just want cards.
Yeah.
Just to, play around.
yeah,
with my
you're
hand.
right. You're not really getting very far right now. Agreed.
I mean, I probably fucked up the placements here. But.
Party foul.
That's true, I'm sorry.
We did ask the
I
players
wish
to
I
keep it
wanted to.
clean, but
That's
it's
my
its
only
game.
house. And no more faces. Can I extort the gods?
I think you've gotten a lot of 12s this game, so you're
I did get 2 12s, but I have not gotten
not getting.
3. And I think only
We're
one
not
4.
hitting your ancillaries here.
2
2
roads for orange.
There's longest.
Yep, looks like
We got
he's
7 right now.
Yep.
making
Yeah.
sure that he gets longest road, which is smart.
I think he is. Or it's worse and it's a mono.
Nice to you.
Because no one can definitely break it up.
There's
Right.
It is.
Right now, that's an unbreakable road, and I don't think anybody really thought Red was pushing for longest road when they did that. They just obviously wanted
Thank you.
the 4, 11, 12.
Yep.
And I wonder if they considered road building to the 3 wheat 4 brick with the ore port over there. But it's kind of hard to not when you can cut somebody off like that and
Exactly.
have options.
You got a bunch of cards though.
I have a bunch of cards. I guess I just make progress towards them. With that, so
because one of the things I see, especially with newer players, is that they think that longest road is the thing to have, and will sacrifice different methods. You know, they will sacrifice that because they have to have longest road versus actually investing in your settlements and upgrading and getting your dev cards and having. If you just go in and say, I want longest road, then you kind of throw away all your other strategy at that point.
And I guess I'm gonna bank 4 sheep
And
for it.
the hardest thing is when you're building for longest road. If you have longest road, if you're getting close to winning, it's surprisingly easy for the other players to group together and just feed road to who's ever currently in last place or something along those lines. Granted, this looks like a pretty unbeatable road for
Yes.
orange. I would encourage orange to keep extending it to the extent they can. Unfortunately for them, white was boxed in a corner and is now probably going for that wood port, and that would have been a great expansion for orange. I feel like you could almost make a case that they should have built out when they dropped those two roads just now. That Ty should have built out towards that 10 wood port, because
Let's not give him
I just don't know if getting road is going to be enough in this game.
He has a 3
Exactly.
If you'd gotten on that 10 wood, all of a sudden you've got essentially 5 ore with a double 5 wood. You've got a 10 ore, you know.
Can I think about it?
Yeah.
It's not like he couldn't connect later, even if it had to go around the top side of the desert.
I think that was something getting bonked.
Yeah, some people are convinced that it's just a matter of time for blue, and I'm not sure I disagree.
Sorry.
So we're thinking 7, right?
I know. So this.
Or a mono.
What does a
and
brick and a
twist.
sheep give him? He doesn't have a settle spot, does he? Like, I mean, he's the road settle.
He doesn't have a settle spot right now. He has a road settle, and this is a great spot for him also, the 510 with the port.
Sounds like there's a foghorn in the background.
Yeah.
The weirdest sounds here.
Tugboats pulling up.
I think also like it's going to be tough to catch. I don't have road building stuff. If we're going to try to like, if we need to at any point,
Right.
it's like it's just going to need to be fed to me.
I frankly think it's almost
Yeah.
silly
I
that
think I
they're
would just do a
kind
brick
of
for wheat,
concerned
otherwise I'll
about
free flow.
orange's position or white's position or red's position. This is just such blue's game to lose right now.
I'm gonna hold off.
All right.
Yeah, I think
So
that
that's
Bo kind of agrees with you in here. You know, in 30 minutes until blue wins. Oh,
There you go, dude.
That's nice for red.
Does anyone have brick?
The key there with that 12 is
Does it roll?
Yep.
There was a couple 9s there, and then that was it.
Waiting on it.
if it helps Steven
What do you
build on
want for
that
your
8
weed?
ore just to kind of cut off that corner of the board, that would be nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
You bet. What are you offering?
I'm offering sheep.
Sheep and an ore. I understand why not.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd ask, you know. 8s have been rolling a lot lately. So.
So are you not so interested in that?
No, just looking for a better trade. So.
Yeah. Do you have you have a couple wheat?
No, second card is not a wheat.
He's at 7.
I understand. I just need wheat, and you block my wheat.
It hasn't hit.
Mercilessly.
It didn't hit.
It has not. But at least I have hope if it's unblocked.
Right.
You know? Is anyone trading wheat?
I need it. I mean, I have to go for death cards and cities at this point, so I can't really afford to trade it away.
Yeah. This is tough. I mean, I can't compete in the army game.
I think you'd rather me have army than him at this point,
Yeah, I would.
but I don't think you can. All I have is wood.
This is where the game just slows down, where they think, how can we
Anyone have
catch up
brick
to
for
Blue's
trade?
position? And
Should, right?
Then I feel like I have to go for
I don't know if
cities
there's a good
first.
answer.
I mean, yeah, maybe. What's the offer?
Sheep is the offer. Okay. Is anyone interested in sheep generally?
I could do wood for a sheet.
Anything else?
No.
I don't know if
Thank
anybody's a fan of the classic movie the last
I just need
Starfighter, when I'm
something
always
else to go
reminded
with
near
it.
the end of the movie where, you know, spoiler alert, they
I'll give you
basically
two
route a
sheep for your
missile
two
back
cards
at
if
the
that's of
bad guy's
interest.
ship,
I don't
and
know if it is.
second in command
Not
says,
at this
"What do we
time, but
do?"
I like it maybe for the
Bad
future.
guy says,
Okay.
I would
"We
do
die."
sheep and a card for a break.
in some ways, I feel. I mean, you really never know in Catan. I mean, you know, a lot of things can happen if there's a lot of sevens.
What
If
about
people
three sheep
buy the
for
right
two
dev
cards?
cards, maybe Monopoly stuff away, you can get kind of surprising.
I just
Yeah.
can't do anything. I'm just trying to like.
I'm going to let it ride.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, and I agree with the chat that you know, they need to feed White some dev cards. Obviously, White's game has gone off to a really slow start, and they just can't let Blue get army here.
Dev card. Thank you.
Take 6.
We were talking about it earlier, different ways to play Catan online. And if you haven't been there yet, you can go to boardgamearena.com. And Catan is there in alpha. So feel free to just jump in there and play. You don't have to do anything special. You can just go search for Catan.
Wait for an or, sir.
And if it's during the day, you'll probably see me on there a lot because I like to play while I'm
one
at
half of the
work.
equation for the other for me.
And I
so
know
it
it's
doesn't
really easy to
quite
play
do
when you
enough.
can just
Is
hop
there
into
anything
a
else I
browser,
wanted?
right? You don't need to download an app like that. You don't need to go through Steam or any
No,
of
I
those
just
portals. You
remembered
can just
earlier
really
that you
connect
said you were
and just get it right in the
weak
game, which is
challenged
terrific.
and I'm or challenged, and so
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah, I'd need more than that.
Okay.
Think it helps you more than me right now.
And
Well,
there
it actually doesn't. It's zero sum for me, I guess is what I should say.
There have been a lot of 5s and 8s this game, from what I recall, and I think that's why you're seeing so many development cards. Is there hasn't been that time where we hit like a rash of them, and suddenly, you know, city. So if you have one ore in your hand, it's kind of hard to hold out for the city when you can just buy a development card, and obviously everybody loves development cards.
If you can throw in another card, I'll probably do it. Yeah. Sucks when you have to like save up.
Sorry about any kind of technical difficulty here with you're hearing audio-wise.
If you want it. That way, I don't want it.
Just a little.
Nothing like a half a dozen people jumping out of their seats.
Another thing about development cards is when you see a lot of early nights, the more you see, the thinner the development card gets. And if you want to try to pull for those rarer, monopolies, we already see one of the road buildings is out. Even a Year of Plenty, I don't think is bad in this spot because it will help you save up for that city. I think it's not the one you're really wanting to see, but at the same time, it kind of it almost makes it so you can have a 9-card hand and not discard
Right.
half. And although I know they're all jockeying for army and other stuff, at some point they're going to have to get some cities down. But a dev card deck, as most of the viewers know, is 25 cards with 14 of them being knights. And we already see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 14 knights.
Yeah, they're all definitely slowing down. They were pretty decisive and fast earlier, and now there's a lot more thinking about where they need to be. You can see
For someone fully attending.
people are looking and sounding a little bit more stressed through here.
Yeah, I could do I could do a sheep for a week.
Yeah, as we said, we started very fast, right? Every turn, they placed quickly, they chose quickly, they turns were moving fast, dice were hopping around the table, and now it's like every roll is kind of becoming a long discussion, which, you know, rightfully it should be.
I mean,
Sheep and a whip for a week.
Bev? Oh.
2 or build a city.
Yeah.
Let's get some. Well, do I do that or do I do that?
Interesting. So Wade's paying for a city, as you can
Not the
see.
9's roll, but
Be interesting to see where he. I
They
mean,
actually need
is he negotiating between his? There we.
Let's bank on
I
that.
think he's going for that because of that brick port. I think if it doesn't have a brick port, then maybe the 5 ore is more appealing. But
it makes 6
the extra wheat.
less icky. I
6
still
isn't
like them,
bad.
but I would.
It's a 7. 2, 3, 4. Oh no, 7. Thank the Lord.
Just dodging the robber with
That would've
exactly
really-
7 cards there.
Card this time.
Those guys.
Yay!
And I guess, you know, we have been rolling 7s. It's crazy that Eric is in such a strong position. And it just occurred to me he hasn't been even had the robber on him for quite a while.
Yeah. And now I think it is the 6.
So here we go.
And that was another benefit, is now maybe
No, orange is definitely.
I mean, orange and
I mean, the
red
rubber
are
is certainly
trying to
where
steal
he
from
already
us.
wants it to be.
Right.
I don't think there's any question about that.
Interesting
Yeah.
idea. Yeah, now I'm gonna do the 5.
But I mean, 6 isn't a bad consolation just because you don't want other players, you know, buying as many development cards. But that's still not,
So the
you know,
road.
nearly as big a deal as that 4 wheat.
Yeah, he's saving up.
And
for
he
four.
just shares every other good spot on the
Trying
board.
to decard, I guess. So let's do that. He doesn't have any cards, Ty. So easy choice.
Yes.
Take righty. Yep. I'm looking at.
Wait, was that a 7?
Yeah.
7. I thought for a second.
Sorry, it was a
Saw
7, but
double
I will
vision.
let the people know. Okay, let's see what we can do.
Look at this handful of cards. Kind of curious what his game plan is from here. It might just be just dev, 2 cities. I mean, he could try to get onto that 8 ore, if, you know, but he'd have to be. He has 3 unplayed devs, so there could be a Euro plenty in there that lets him do 2 roads and a settlement. Which is probably worth doing if he can, just because then it lets you win by just buying 4 cities and getting largest army, which seems like he's in a decent position to do.
Maybe. Maybe.
My dev.
But here, and this
Yeah,
is a smart
or
play.
down.
If
I
you have a
mean-
lot of cards in your hand and you think at some point during that turn you're going to buy a development card, buy it first, because you never know.
True.
I think it's just.
Now he's got 4 face down.
Yeah, 4
Yeah.
4 cards now. Usually when you
think it's
buy a
just
card on the turn
where
and you have
city
3
is, and then
others,
the
you
army,
kind of
and then
move that
she'll get the points,
first one a
and
little
then
off to the
that'll be
side to be clear that that's the one I bought this turn if I want to use another one. But it could even be a signal that none of those are a Euro plenty or a road building or anything like that. It could just be pile of knights and maybe a VP or 2, because it seems like he had no intention of, you know, using any of those cards. I think that's an interesting little, maybe a little tell.
Nice.
Two sheeps. That is why I need to get hot.
Not a
Yep.
good roll.
Not a good roll.
Oh, it's a great roll.
Not so
What are you
good.
talking about?
Jeremy could really use a nice run of 9s here.
Anyone,
As you can see,
I
he's
mean, I
got
don't
the
really
brick port
think
with
it's
double 9 brick, as well as 2 9 sheep.
Anyone have sheep for brick?
Those are the 2 things I have, so it's kind of like trading.
I
for-
understand.
Well, wait, you're wanting sheep?
No, I'm on brick.
Yeah, I would maybe actually do it the other way, just because, hey, but, yeah.
What about wood? I'm just gonna build one row. I can't. Like,
I think I need to go for more wheat and more. It's like if I end up with a wood, I might spend it with a brick, but I'm gunning more for wheat ore to try and get devs and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
understood. I mean, would you give me 2 cards for an ore?
I mean,
of
I
them-
could bank 2 brick for an ore.
Yeah, understood.
And that's.
I'm saying they don't. Only one has to be a brick. You could give me
Yeah.
like a sheep.
Brick and a sheep for an ore.
'Cause I don't know what you're doing with sheep other than.
Just saving it up to
For
spend with
anything.
other stuff.
Yeah, no, I understand.
More sheep into the sheep pork grinder. Poor sheep.
Yeah, I could do a brick and a sheep for that.
Oh, there we go.
Sorry. Yeah. All right. I'll just build a road.
So that was a brick and a sheep for an ore, and maybe it was a wood. I didn't quite catch it, but still pretty nice trade. Interesting going the other way. So conceding the 8 ore
Is that cocked at all?
if Eric wants to get there, which I don't know that you should do that. I mean, granted, you might be afraid of cutting off.
Doesn't benefit.
He's got tremendous production, but I just don't know if these people realize how strong Eric is. And if I was them, I would be conspiring to put red on that 8 ore.
Who rolled that?
I feel like
I did
making Eric get to 10 through 2 victory points is important.
Right.
Because desperate times, desperate measures. But I would be saying at the table, like, this is crazy. I don't know why we're not just so overly concerned about this. And like, if as a team they buy the other 4 VPs, he could be locked out of winning, and that might be the only defense here.
Lumber for a sheep.
Lumber or wood? Same thing.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, it's
Wood for a sheep?
No. Got to be a little nervous about 7 points that I want to tell right
I have sheep. That doesn't do me good. Do you also have wheat?
I think we should think about incentivizing this red road, right? Or,
At some
I mean, I
point.
guess you're the same, right? If that's the point.
Yeah, I mean, I like them fighting over it, but I don't think I care which one of them has it as long
Yeah,
as they're
yeah,
fighting.
I'm not so worried about orange yet. I mean, until this comes.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I
it's
mean,
a-
blue's my main concern.
Yeah, he's got 4
it's-
cards.
But like, as the other thing, it's like if you guys fight for road, I'm happy with you guys fighting back and forth.
I mean,
for
also
road.
like he hasn't really had a chance to play those.
No, he hasn't.
Those could be 4 point
It could be.
whatever. Like
Yes. No, like I said, blue is definitely the person
How do
I'm
you-
going to be
how did you
taking
know?
from, putting it on, doing it 100% of the time. Every
I can see
chance
the
get.
good actually.
You also notice that we
Yeah,
haven't heard
extra
blue talking
vision,
much,
so
Eric,
tight.
and
Yeah.
the sure
So
sign
yeah,
of
if you
somebody who
wanna
feels
give
confident
wheat
they're in a
another
winning
card,
position
I
is
will
somebody
give
who
you
has almost nothing to say.
Yeah.
My understanding is he often has a lot to say
Wood
at the
for-
Catan table.
I'm sorry, wood for
In
brick.
fact, I don't know if I mentioned it, but
That-
Eric is actually an actor outside
I
of
would need
Catan,
to
and
trade brick.
he's been in a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yeah,
So if you've
of
seen
course.
Next Stop Christmas, keep an eye out for Eric Freeman in that.
And nice.
Did you ever? Did you
Yeah,
ever
it's
mind
like
one?
because we can see them
Not
over
really,
there,
but I like it more
and
now.
Yeah.
he's just
Yeah, for
watching
sure.
with his eyes
Nice
to
to
see
I
what
mean, and
the
also they were
conversation and where everybody else is
Yeah, I
going.
know.
Mhm.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, looking over at the table, Eric looks
But I
really
like- I
locked
actually
in,
like
almost like
night.
he's almost got a posture
been
that's
on
like, you know,
lately.
like just let things go the way they're going right now. Nothing
That I don't
crazy.
like
I
so
don't want to
much.
incite anybody. I'm just focused. I'm kind of head down a little bit. It's kind of a, you know.
Ty is also playing very close to the chest here.
Brick or wheat.
I don't.
Absolutely.
I think blue has brick, but
I know.
He's-
Assuming you're not trading.
he's also
something.
blue.
I'm not.
I didn't respond because I was just assuming.
Yeah, that's a good assumption. What? Someone say something.
Are you over?
Sweating.
I actually do see it. Little,
I guess I just built a road.
perspiration. You see it too, right?
Well, it's hard to miss.
Yeah.
There's a
know
big
it.
roll
Come up,
right here
seven.
because this could let him get on the 8 ore.
It's a 6. Let's go.
That's huge. He was over 7. He might even have road settlement in his hand. I mean, this
Oh,
this is
yeah,
looking
right.
like it could be over very, very quick.
We're going to be here for a minute. No.
You don't want to be second. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I don't want to be second in this game.
Well, look, God forbid. So I'm not kidding. Some 3s and 4s early would have been.
Here we
nice
go.
in
Let's
this
see.
game.
It's not going to be like, oh, I almost could have had it.
Yeah, this is gonna be
No,
over
this was
very
just
soon,
like,
I think.
Oh, I got hammered
We're
way
going
out the gate
2 roads.
early from Robert.
2 roads.
They can talk about being hammered
Long.
early, but
What are you doing on the
you know,
8th?
they gave him that city, and that was
Think about
just
Yeah.
that was just too much.
I
That
think
should
it has
never,
to be.
ever, ever have happened. And credit to Eric. I mean, you got to take that, right? I mean,
Yep.
and again, I want to like comment again on how masterfully he played that turn where it was I'd really like a sheep, and there was a lot of negotiations, and maybe something else, and then like the third option was,
Yep.
well, okay, how about an ore? And I think that threw people off the scent.
3 down devs.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, that's crazy. Not to mention, I don't know if they realize if he builds 2 roads right now, he takes longest road.
Yeah.
Preferably white.
I'd love to. Please.
He never
Because neither
had it.
red or orange has
You have to start
connected them.
Yeah.
Right,
Well,
right. I mean,
And
I
you
know
need
it's
to
too
start
little,
playing
too late,
five
but they
play
better
one,
make
I
sure
get
that
ahead, it takes
orange
them
connects
longer.
road
100%.
ASAP.
Yeah.
But it's too little,
I
too late.
need stuff to come my way though to be able to do that.
Look, I get it.
You know, 6s don't help in that regard at all.
6s are no good.
I need 9s and 4s. Those won't help either.
It's just one for me. Honest player.
Anyone have weed? That did you spend?
But I do get
I have
2
no
or.
weed.
You have some weed. I think we can help
I'll get
each
it
other because I just Lou's gonna run away with this. You need ore. You have weed. I think we can hopefully do something.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, we need some 7s to start rolling.
Things I also can't even trade the like ore. Does sheep help you too? I mean, with the port.
It's not as much help.
There's another interesting thing is, as I heard a player point out, I don't remember
what I could
anybody other
do-
than Eric rolling a 7 in a
this
long,
is
long
kind of
time,
unique,
which helps. I
hopefully
mean, he's got 3
this
cards
helps
sitting
you.
there probably at least a night or 2.
Is
Yeah.
that we give you
And he hasn't had to
sheep
use them
for
when he's like
2,
obviously running away. So, you know, there's another bit of the luck factor there. As the
2
other players you kind of
what was it,
rely on every
2,
once in a while, hitting some
wheat,
7s
so it's like
to balance it out. But in
1
this
and a
case,
half. You would port it pretty much for the. It would be like an ore, an ore and a sheep. Is kind of the offer, but since you have the port.
You have so many cards.
So you're
2
offering
roads and a settlement away from possibly 8 points, actually. Look at it.
you're offering 3 sheep for
For 2 wheat.
He could be sneaky.
can you make any of those sheep an ore?
I can't. That's a problem because
No, I am starving. Did not prepare for
I grabbed a little pizza before, but it was that's the only thing I could do.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately. Which I think, I mean, is really 1 ore plus a sheep, since you with your port.
I'm just going to grab this
I'm
water
sorry?
bottle. It's right on the
Since you have the port, I'm thinking it's really an ore and a sheep.
That as well, thank you.
Is kind of how I'm thinking about it. I just can't trade you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I've got 2 wheat. I can give you 2 wheat for 3 sheep.
Okay. And no one's trading sheep for ore, right?
I need cards.
Yeah. All right. About time.
I would
we-
trade you a sheep for an ore.
There you go. If you want to. This is a city.
Yep.
And I wanted my turn. Just to ask a question, is a bathroom break at some point in the question, or probably not?
I'm for it. I don't
Like,
know how that
like
works.
30, like 2 minutes.
Yeah, we are actually wanting to go.
Do you mind?
As long as we,
break?
as long as we, as long
Just
as
just 5 minutes.
as long as we turn the
I'm so
microphones
down.
off.
Oh, less than, yeah. I'll be in and out. I'll be in and out. Yep. Thanks.
So hey, yeah, while we're here, if you're just joining us or wondering what's happening, we've had a request for a All right, welcome back. It looks like everybody's had their little break, and it has been an interesting game so far.
The thing is, right?
I know.
Yes, he's got 3
It's
down,
still
but,
all
like,
goes back
if
to
you
that
can
early
get
trade.
it, he's got
When
it.
somebody has a hand of 2 or 2 wheat and a couple
Yeah.
of cards, and
Believe me.
you give them a city that early with that kind of production, it's
Right.
gonna be it's still a
We're
tough
good to go.
mountain to
And
climb.
ladies and
but
gentlemen, we're back.
I did want to say that
Do you wanna do the
when the game
commentary?
ends,
I do.
whoever the winner
That would be
is,
great.
we're gonna
I
have
think,
them come.
I believe I just went, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So we good?
Sorry,
Yep.
the players are
All
talking.
right.
We're going to have them come live on the stream for a quick interview with Donna, so definitely stay tuned once the game's over for that. The play's picked up. Looks like we just rolled a 10. Some wood going into the game. I'm just trying to think of how they can kind of fight back here. There we go. Somebody needs to take Army as soon as humanly possible.
Absolutely. I thought it was going to come before this, but we'll just have to see what blue is doing here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they're going for a psych out strategy, and they've got knights under there.
Yep. I still wonder if they really need to build that extra road, that connector road. It's funny, sometimes people forget. It's like, yep, I have road. He's not getting road. He's hemmed in the corner. But
Yep.
If you let him build 2 roads for 2 points, that could just end the game right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, my only issue is, like, even if he connects and that's 8. Like, I can't even,
By the way,
No, you're.
yeah.
if my count is right, he had exactly 8 cards in his hand, so you're taking him under 7. But I guess you have to play the knight. So what else are you gonna do?
True.
One of those things that
Yeah.
dice fall your way.
No, I hear
you
ya.
could
Yeah, just with
You're-
worse production.
You're
but
behind,
yes.
but you're at that sneaky point of behind where things can turn around just if the rolls go a certain way, where you can just be like, oh, hey.
Let's hope so, right?
And also in this case, I think it's interesting that they're focusing
I don't
on
think
his
so.
ore. I mean, you do need to
nines
prevent
and
cities, but
fours
development
to
cards
kind
are
of
equally
just come
tough, and
alive,
you're not
you
blocking
know?
his ore, right? He
Not
still
so
has
much fives
unblocked
until you get
good
city
ore.
there,
So
maybe
sometimes, now
defense,
granted,
but
Ty is not going to
unless
block
those
the wheat
really get
because Ty
hot,
shares the
then
wheat with him.
I don't see my way to victory.
I think you're
Well,
probably
I kinda
blocking the
need
8 ore, but I'd at
overcome
least give a thought to the sheep instead. But I guess
We
given
both
that he's
do,
just going to
yeah.
build cities and
Agreed.
win, yeah,
I think once
I
you
think
get
8
the
ore
wood
is
for
in
it,
fact
the
the way to
10
go.
is decent too.
Yeah,
I mean,
But the other
it's a
players,
good
I think, would focus on that 6 wheat.
And it's all these things I have to get there. It's a long road to hoe, and I don't think the road is. I'm gonna have the time to hoe that road.
Just building a road.
Yeah, like Bo says, maybe.
Carry that.
Where's he going with that? Well, he's got his roads connected.
So
And now that he did that and he has the 2 knights, I mean, let's point out that Orange is the one in the lead for Army here as well. And I remember saying a long time ago that if he got on that sheep horde and he could pull the monopoly at the right time, that he can just grab a dozen sheep and go crazy. So
you don't
even
have
though it is
any-
still Blue's game to lose, I'm starting to see a glimmer of hope for Orange in this game.
No, it's not in there.
Red got his city down, but
I just have to say,
but
hey,
kind of paused on the fight for largest army, which is key. But no knight here, so I almost wonder, those have been sitting there so long, could be waiting for a perfect monopoly. It might even be 3 victory points.
What?
They've had good numbers, they just haven't hit enough. Or I guess 6 has hit plenty, but it's not the one I need to hit.
Yeah, we probably need another 7 right about now.
Yeah, I have this feeling Blue's just going to try to
Sevens
go
would be
city,
great if
city,
they start
city.
rolling, honestly, a little bit.
Would hurt me.
He
but
might.
I
I
mean,
was
I mean,
hoping it would.
we can
I
kind
was
of glimpse
hoping
at his cards there.
yeah,
So,
he's got a bunch
Right.
of
I suppose.
Yeah,
Hindered right now.
and they know that
that
too.
would be nice.
Mhm.
Does anybody want or?
Is it,
Did you
whose
guys
turn
hear
is it?
something? I don't know if I heard anything. You guys hear anything?
It's his turn, right?
It's my turn.
Okay. Did you roll the 11?
Yes.
I see.
Eric's offering Orange trade, and the other players are almost having a little
Yeah.
laugh at it because they still see him as, rightfully the biggest threat.
I'm worried that he has army here.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Let's say he
He's-
does.
Because he's had that one card down for forever when he's had the robber on him.
Let's say he does 8 with like 4 hollow points, non-production points.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even.
Yep.
I'm not thrilled with it, but
Right. Only 4 points of producing.
And Eric in blue is right to start pointing at orange and say, hey, look, guys, look, I know I'm the favorite, but you can't
I'm also
forget
worried
about it,
that
and that's what
would
you need
not
to do.
play knight. I mean, those are like monos or points. Like, this is his best spot. Or one of them, anyway. He's got so many good spots. So it's either 3 points, a mono, and 2 points.
right.
I mean,
Something.
hopefully it's a road builder, right? Like something useless. But he played. No, I played one, so he's maybe as the other.
Yeah, Red Builder would be great for him.
Yeah.
You need that card.
Be the most useless road builder of all time.
I mean,
It would
you
be
could
the
conceivably
most
maybe
useless
block
road
mine
builder
if
of all
you
time.
Wanted to. I don't know. But it would be pretty useless.
Road build is the one card in the dev deck that can be completely and utterly worthless at certain points in the game.
Well, there we go.
2,
There's
4, 6. That could be 9.
he's got
could be
one
nine.
city down.
I have had no arguments with you over blue being the
Yeah, there are no
target.
knights in there.
You do not need to convince me,
I know,
sir.
I know.
I've been convinced.
I know.
It's just.
Yeah,
you
we
know,
need to get the
Oh,
rules.
hey, what did I roll? Oh, more cards for him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear he's not even trying to get army at this point. Like, he just builds a city. So he probably just needs one more city, and that's game.
roll 4s and 9s, and I'll see what I can do. You know?
That is a
not
bad
4s and
roll.
9s.
It's a bad roll. Anyone want wood? Or anything?
I need the bricks and wheats in the world.
Boy,
There's a lot of production for orange on those 6s.
it's a tough game.
It will be enough to try and get back in this.
So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Does that hurt? Does that hurt?
Perfectly A-okay with that.
I mean,
I think Eric might have to drop half on that.
it's got to be the 5, because he's got
Yeah,
wheat.
Please, 5 is fine.
He's got wheat. The 6 just rolled.
Unless I miscounted.
One for the feed. Put it on the 5. Fighting gritty.
Yeah, I think he's got 3 points. I'm trying to think if there were great
Oh,
mono
yeah.
opportunities. Like,
Look at all those cards.
you have 5 left.
It's like he threw away wood and sheep.
Maybe it won't call
Yeah,
it me.
he's got a bunch of cards too.
Trying to decide where to move the rubber, and they were saying we just rolled a 6, so maybe block the 5 or to balance that out.
Good luck.
If he didn't roll at 7, I wonder if he could have, like, next turn. Like, he'll get on me next turn. It's a point. Then what? He needs 1 more?
Who?
Orange?
Yeah, if next turn. Like, without that 7, he might have been in. Could pull it or something.
I remember the story of
He'd probably
Kai
win
making the
most of the
finals I
points.
mentioned with 2-2, 12-12. I suppose a 2-2, 11-11 would be pretty nice for him
That
here.
would be. It's unexpected and perfect.
Wait. Oh, did he have to drop half also? I didn't
Yeah,
even see
he
that.
did.
Okay.
He had a lot of cards in his hand.
Oh, wow. I didn't even see. I was wondering why he was fanning his hand on the table.
I do think it has to be the 5 just because he already got the wheat.
I agree.
It's like when he was kind of going through them, and it was just like, oh, it just kept going and going and going, and I was like, oh, he has a lot.
I thought you had 5 cards.
I
Were
had
you?
8. I had to drop 4.
Okay. All right.
You
I
know,
felt
I
your
was
pain
once
on that
playing an
side.
online game, and I
Yeah, it was
was
rough.
late in the game. I used a Monopoly. I got all the ore in the deck in my hand. I thought it was so hilarious. I took out my phone to take a picture, and I take this picture, and then when I put it away, I realized my turn had timed out. The next person rolled a 7 immediately.
You're like, no.
Oh, it was so funny. Shout out to my Saturday night crew if any of you are watching. Wonder what Ty's thinking about here.
I don't
Could be
think you
that
win
one
without
card is a
road.
monopoly, or it could be.
Correct. If you can feed me road, I'll take it. I just don't have any brick.
But do you really want to Well, you want them to fight for it. That's what you want. You want to
mean,
help him take the road, and help them take the road
if
back.
he gets
and so on
army,
and so
that's
forth.
9. Because this is, let's say it's a point.
Yeah, but you'd be probably 8 if you get it.
I would be at
7,
Seven.
and then 8, maybe.
I mean, if these are all the 5 points, right? Or it's possible.
I mean, it's possible. Stranger things have happened.
Oh.
This is a big play for
Yeah,
Ty.
he
You
could
really
be
needed that
not
first city.
far away. But yeah, Blue, if you want to feed me road, I will take it.
Now I think they're going to be taking him a little more seriously. Still think Blue is really close, and I'm not totally against those being like 3 VPs that Blue has, or just
Exactly.
being patient with a monopoly or something like that.
Just waiting for that perfect moment.
What was that we
Can
had
you
there? I
buy a
guess
card?
I guess it was a
wish.
5. That was a
Need
big
wheat
5
or
too,
brick or
with the
something
ore
like
being
that,
blocked
or you have
for
2
Ty.
sheep?
I have wood. I know.
I don't have ways to make this work. I need wheat or 2 sheep so I can bank, for a wheat. So
I
can
have
turn-
wheat. I can give you wheat.
Yeah, I'm
Any card. I'm incentivized to give you army too now. Like we don't want orange to have army. You can give me a card I don't want.
okay.
It's whatever you want.
You don't want wood. I'd give you wood for a wheat.
And that's a really smart play there. Eric realizing the threat that Ty has become, and so
Yeah,
he doesn't
so we
want
definitely
Ty
think that.
getting
I mean, we knew that already.
army
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
road. I mean, that could even be a win because he's
I
at 5 on the
could-
board, and
Yep.
that's a victory point.
Even
So
You're not gonna tell us what
he's
he
trying to
means.
hand army to white,
Come on. Ah.
6.
and he says, "Go ahead and
Small 1-3 this
give me a
game.
wood. I have literally no use for wood. I'll give you this wheat. Just take army before he does, because he realizes that
There's like
if
the
Ty
wood
can
I felt
flip a
was pretty
third
worthless
knight,
to you, but
he
anything
might
else
have the
I'm gonna
win
trade is
amazingly.
going to actually be helpful. So I felt comfortable trading the wood, but not so much anything else.
I mean, he's got to save up for his city.
Yeah.
So we just got to hope.
So
he'll-
getting a city resource away for a wood, I felt was like that's perfectly fine for me. But
Yeah.
trading away other resources that go towards debts and cities is not really what I want to do.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, he's just got to save up. Orange, we know. Oh. It's a bad roll again.
Earthquake.
10. Another good roll for Ty, and
I
just
can't
that
do
it's
anything.
resources for him and not
Bad roll
for
for me,
Eric.
but I'm okay with
What do you need for roads here?
cards.
I need 3 free bricks.
I would love some 8s. That'd be great.
Yeah.
A road building card.
Another one.
Unfortunately, Ty doesn't have a 3-for-1 or the wood port, so
No one wants wood, right? Like wood for 2 brick. I could connect with
don't
you.
have
Oh wait, no, you're right. You wanted to break that. I have no break. 9 has been non-existent for a while here.
Yeah, it's tough to maneuver with these cards. Okay.
Yeah. It's the same resources that we're generating. They don't combine.
He's still a city way, and that's close. I mean,
There's an 8.
that's good for you.
apparently that's an 8.
Oh, sorry. I apologize.
That's fine.
He was so excited to try to grab the resource. That's a banker's job.
We each get to
Tour.
I feel like what's going through Eric's head is, my God, why haven't I won this game yet? And how is somebody threatening to come back?
How is
But
this happening?
that 8 could easily do it. If if there's no 7.
Are you over? Well, yeah.
What do you have actually?
8, 9.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Excellent.
we need another 7.
hit me, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just like playing for first, obviously,
Mhm.
right?
Of course, first is all there is.
But if there's something happened where first can't go, they're still
Yeah.
playing for second.
I guess the question
true.
is, do you
So
want to
that
wait
way,
for
in
the roll or
case
not?
whoever's first can't go for whatever reason,
I feel like
is that
6 is
second place has a really good chance too.
Right, we're talking about
For
that
sure.
trip to Malta. Of
Yeah.
course.
Trip to Malta.
Well, he's just got the 2, or yeah.
So it's like if 5 rolls.
Maybe
Okay.
if Ty's been sitting on
Yeah, yeah.
Monopoly all this time, I don't know if he can wait any longer. We've just rolled an 8.
For sure.
Yeah.
And
think he
as I
has a
said,
city in his
actually
hand
gets
if he
something
does
off
that.
the work it rolls.
So he's
What is this?
This is
What is-
2 development cards.
Smart.
Whoa.
But again, I love buying one
Go
dev,
ahead
but I
and
guess
double check me on the math
in this
if you
spot,
want.
you're probably buying the 2.
That's 2.
no, he's
No,
not.
sheep wood.
Sheep
4
wood.
wood is an orange. 2 sheep. That's intense.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a point and an army, well, he'll
I
probably.
wish we
take
could see his hand.
it. But if he doesn't, then yeah, it's the win.
If those are 2 knights,
No, 1 night and a point, right? Is the win.
If those are in fact 3 VPs for Eric, it could come down to just these next 2 rolls.
Or am I wrong about that?
Oh, but that's huge. He got the third knight. And again, Eric doing everything right. He says, look, let me give you this wheat, and let me give you largest army. Like, you know, you're obviously not closer to the win, and this, you know, slows it down that much more.
I'd like a 9. He can roll the 7. I'd like a 9. Or
No,
4.
you need to roll the 7.
How about a 5?
A 5.
I think that might be it. He has 1 wheat left. But nothing we can do about it.
Yep, this could very well be the last roll of the game if those, in fact, are 3 VPs.
No one, because again, it doesn't roll. There's no wheat, there's no brick, so. I guess I just go ahead and buy another development card.
And just to repeat, the winner should be coming on the live stream a little bit after the
Whatever
game, so
that is
stay
worth.
tuned for that for a quick
Yeah,
interview.
I think this is GJ.
Go ahead.
7. Okay.
Seven.
We needed it in the worst way.
Unbelievable.
7 cards for me. Terrible.
Now, it's interesting because I feel like
At least we extend the game, right?
I wonder if with that many cards he can still have the city, but that would mean those are not 3 victory points because I think he can still drop half and have a city here. So I wonder what he's been holding on to. Maybe he does have a road building that's never went anywhere, but I feel like he would have used that to get to the 8 or a while ago.
Yeah.
You have 10 cards?
I mean, what what could that be?
I think, you know, he looks like, it's like, will he have enough for a city? Or is he going to throw it into dev cards?
It looks like he has at least 9 cards in his hand.
Ten, I
can't
think
tell again.
10.
So it can't be that he has, you know, a city and 3 VPs for the win. Maybe maybe he only has 2 ore and he needed to port 4 is what's going on. Let's see what he threw away.
Well, he threw some wheat.
Yeah, he threw away a
Ore.
bunch of ore. She threw some of
Wow.
everything. But
I'm tired of 6s. I don't want them anymore. Please stop.
yeah, I mean, he must be just holding on to a mono. I just don't know how a Europe
We're gonna-
plenty
we're
or
gonna get the
a
first
road
lowest
building
one.
would have been used by
Turn
this
6s
point.
upside down, please. That's what we want.
Oh my god.
I mean,
I know, I keep trying to peek behind his hand there.
he's holding. he'll get his city. Not this turn, but
Unless we start rolling 7s.
And he just passes with
Yeah.
all those
7 for
cards.
me.
let's get a 3.
Unbelievable.
Let's get a 3.
What do you? I'm very curious as to why he just passed there.
Anyone have wheat for trade?
You're on my wheat number.
Yeah, I know. I know.
They're the ones that have it, which we don't want
What do
to
you
trade
What do you need for roads here?
I need 3 brick for rows.
Any brick?
Not,
No.
we
No,
need
no,
upside
yeah.
down 6s, I told you.
I mean, I hate to port 3 wood because I don't get it. I just like I haven't done anything in so many
I
times.
would. I have 2 wood. But
I am kind of stunned at
You have
that
2
drop
wood?
half
I
and
do.
pass.
What do you want for? I'll give you a sheep to help with dev.
Unless he's trying to keep the heat on tie
need
and
the
just
other
kind of keep his
stuffs.
table image down to not be on 9 points.
I'm just gonna sit actually.
Would you do it for an ore, just to kind of keep up the? I mean, it
Do
doesn't
sheep
even.
in an ore?
No, definitely not. I'm just gonna port the wood, even though it's like
I guess he
don't know.
figures the difference in production isn't as important as having the
yeah, this is
flexibility
pretty brutal
of
for
what you
me.
want.
I have 7 cards too. For dev.
We just bought another dev. And over to tie. So does he play a knight here?
Upside down 6.
Does not play a knight. Wow.
So it's mono.
He says you must have a mono if you're not playing a knight, and now he hesitates as if he might be like, oh, actually, I will play a knight. Oh my, that's crazy.
Six.
Ooh.
You got a
His
block?
6
That's
was
good.
blocked. So
Yeah,
him
I
not
think
playing
we
a
take
knight,
back their wheat right now.
I mean, he has to be
His two.
playing a
'Cause now he wins
knight
on-
development card here.
These good or nor
Can't
numbers.
imagine why you don't move the knight before the throw there. Unless he's on exactly 7 cards, I couldn't see that off screen. 5 cards in his hand.
5 cards.
Could absolutely be just thinking, what do I do with a mono here? We haven't rolled ore in a little while. He might have been hoping for an 8 on that roll.
Defensively, you do have to use the mono, because I think game doesn't get back to you.
Yeah, now that Ty didn't get largest army, the other players are happy to advise him on the best plays.
I know. It's like, here, let
A
me
few
help you
minutes
out
ago,
here.
it was, hey, if he gets rodent army, he could win next turn, and now it's like, oh, somebody else got army, cool. Let me help you to stop the guy who's winning. But that's Catan for you.
And just to throw this out here,
Pretty tense, huh?
while you're here, be sure to subscribe
For
to
you
our
too.
channel.
For you too. I just hope he takes the right thing from you. That's all we can pray for.
I'm just watching the ping pong match.
How many cards do you have?
8.
Oh, what is he gonna do?
It's a very tense moment at the final table.
I mean, if his
Yeah,
hand,
I think you just take the wheat and hope the 6 doesn't roll again, because he's got 4 numbers. Like, I don't know what else can be done. And I think, assuming that's a knight, I think you put it back. I think he monos the wheat, and then you put it on the wheat, is the best way to extend.
Ty's getting a lot of advice here from the table, but I don't even know if Ty's listening to it. If you're in that spot, you're just thinking through your own
Oh, it's
options. And
not?
What'd you say?
It's not rolling back on the wheat on my turn.
Well, maybe if you roll 7. Yeah.
Approve, that would be great.
I mean, I wish I was tracking enough to know the rest of the hand. I've been too out of it to...
Yeah, same here.
We rolled a 10. I remember that. We rolled a 6. So he's got at least 2 wheat and the...
That wheat pile looking a little thin, so he's probably got good amount of wheat.
Yeah, I think wheat... Well, it can't be a bad mono because he needs it.
Stephen
And
is
so,
not
like,
going
you just
down
have to
without a
hope the
fight.
6
He's
doesn't roll
just
again.
laying it all out there for
He
Ty.
at least has 2.
A human game log.
yep. Oh, here we go.
I was hoping to take a better advantage of it.
Yeah, I know. It sucks to
It
be
sucks,
defensive, but
it's,
I think it's what
It's
we have
necessary.
to
we're at
do.
that point in
Here
the
it
game where
comes.
it's now or never.
Wheat or what's it called?
Monopoly on wheat.
It says wheat.
Ooh.
It's gonna be hard.
yeah.
It just
Yeah.
gets 4 wheat.
So that's
4K
the
wheat.
move. I mean, he's very clearly got three VPs under there.
And then if a 9 rolls, we can maybe talk about me taking the road.
It's funny, they say he has very clearly
like
3
not helping
VPs under
anyone.
there, but
Well,
he didn't build a
I
city
had
that
this
would have given
chance,
him
you
10
keep,
points last turn, and he had it. So
taking advantage of it. You
unless
never
I
take it, but I'm saying
saw it
if
incorrectly.
I just
a 9
don't-
rolls,
I would love to
I'm
take
saying I could
advantage.
take it that turn, you know?
Look,
we need to get away from him, right?
I'm not giving up by any stretch. I'm just saying I need 1-3 this game to have a shot, and it's coming.
both think Zor was the call there, I see in chat, and can understand that that would have been much better for Ty himself, because we just rolled a 6, so Ty has some wheat in his hand
so
also.
now, what's his win condition? You are going to hopefully keep army. He needs 2 to overtake you.
Yeah.
Let's say he doesn't get it. 2 points. I mean, I don't think these are points. I think these are knights.
Well, one of them is not, I'm pretty sure.
Could have been the mono.
Could have been.
I think so.
But I think the bottom card was his oldest card. I could be wrong. But I know the oldest card he had, it was.
So let's
it
call
was
it.
on him several times. And he didn't use it. As a
Let's call it a point.
Yeah.
Let's call it 1 point. 5 on the board.
Yeah.
Wheat for a sheep.
Not trading.
Not trading.
We want you to port it. 4 for 1.
I mean, even if I roll mine, it's not guaranteed I'll be able to do it. It's a possible.
Yep, that was a wheat monopoly.
Investigate that.
One thing I've learned
Knocks
this
him down
weekend
a
is
peg.
a lot of the different names people use for resources.
It is. It's quite
Wheat,
interesting.
hay, green.
Or stone,
It's a simple road.
Yep, rock,
rock.
clay brick.
Interesting.
I heard a number of people using log for wood. I actually
Yeah.
don't remember hearing that one.
I don't hate
Lumber.
it for us.
But there's only 1 sheep. funny thing is, the one name nobody uses is wool, and that's the actual name.
Pastures. Uh-huh.
And just, yeah, that's tough. Monopoly wheat and just road pass.
All right, let's see. What do I roll?
There it is.
Oh,
So
it's cocked.
potentially cocked die. I don't think that's the first one we might have seen in the finals here.
Nope.
And I guess that's a
Alright.
7.
Definitely going right there.
Yeah, and that is nice in that they monopolied the wheat and now they block the wheat. So that should hold things off for a turn,
This would be
possibly.
a brutal loss for Boyle. Like at 9 forever. Like great numbers. 3-4 and port.
But if Eric's been slow rolling a monopoly for a long, 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 long time, he could have monopoly all the wheat right back, which would be hilarious.
Good. Yeah, absolutely.
Roads out that way.
Okay, we've got maybe a
You wanna
road
take
fight.
Army and Road? Do you have a chance of
6.
winning? Maybe.
It would take the hottest streak of 9s to have ever streaked ever.
A 4.
Four.
Finally.
Seen that in a while. That's a
But I'll take it.
that's a really that's a bad roll for Eric.
I got 3, I believe.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
He can't do anything on this turn, I don't think. How many knights do you have down? 3? And
Yep.
that's the lead, right?
Yep. So I mean, if he has one and pulls one, then I'm gonna lose it. And that's probably the end, actually.
It will be the end if he gets
Yeah,
Army.
it'll put things on a timer. If,
I don't know. We'll see if they're knights. I don't know that he would move it, frankly, because like he
well,
at
he
least
still
can
he has
port.
to play it just because he needs to get it played. To
I don't know.
timings. I'm saying if he pulls another one.
Take the wheat.
And there it is.
Brutal.
He had a monopoly like this entire
Brutal.
game. Yeah, we knew it wasn't 3 VPs because he
least
would have
he's
just
only
won
eight,
2
I
turns
guess,
ago.
but-
Yeah.
And he monopolied wheat, didn't spend it,
That was nice
and then it got
mono.
monopolied right back. I don't think that's enough to win, but that should put him at 9 points. He's 3 to 1ing a whole bunch of wheat and building a city.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure that puts him on 9 points.
Oh God, I think I just went from 0.1% to 0.005. Oh, sorry. How many wheat did he just take?
Like
3, 2, 3. That's 8,
yeah,
right?
And he's traded 6 of it and spent 2 for a city, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So, he spent all of it.
you know, I can't pick wheat, right? Sounds like.
I think
Wheat,
Jeremy's
wheat,
helping
yeah.
Steven count all the wheat, and
Unless I
I don't know that you really need to do that. I mean, let Steven figure it out on his own, because I think what he's debating is, do I want to use a knight now
I
and
mean,
get
you
a
have to kind
guaranteed
of put it on
resource?
him anyway, right?
Right.
Yeah, I guess like he is 9, but he's also like 2 knights like is not good for us either.
No.
But I think he did spend all the wheat.
So you're
I'm
thinking
gonna
about putting it on
look.
orange?
I like it here. I'm gonna roll it first. Anyway.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
A huge 8
I mean,
for Eric.
I'll
And that's
port whatever I get. From
heartbreaking
him,
for
right, I
Ty,
guess.
who
Oh,
feels
and
like
2
he's
sheep, so
I
okay.
needed my
inching
numbers
close
way
to,
better
but
for me
I don't know
than
if he's going to end
what
up
it
close
might have
enough.
been.
Not
6s
quite
and
there.
8s have been hot.
But they do need to
6s
leave
have
that.
not told me
I guess
way
now the
better
question
compared
is
to
like, do I move it because the 6 gives him a win?
Like, if he moved it, would Ty put it
Like, he
back
just
on his
got
own
more.
6
I don't
wheat,
wanna
just
move
knowing
it.
that ends the game?
I don't think I should.
Right.
I think they should be asking Ty that right now. They say, hey, look, if you have a knight, if I move it off of there to slow him
Can
down,
someone trade
will you
me
put it
wheat?
back?
I know,
And
it
it's
was
lost,
taken.
it's all
I know,
gone.
I know.
It's all gone. It's been gone.
I'll do either an ore for a sheep or a sheep for an ore.
That doesn't really help.
And the other thing is like, we like it here, right? But like, I'm gonna assume he puts it back.
Yep.
Probably. Or, well, he won't put it on himself. He'll put it on.
No, he should. He will put it on himself because the 6 gives him the win. I think he still puts it on himself. So I'm gonna do that, and then
Yep.
hopefully he plays it
It's
back.
like Steven came to the same line of thinking I
take
had.
what's probably an ore.
That's us two on that number.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Yep. Yeah, that's the only problem is that's another spot they share. You have to pick one.
For those of you wondering,
Yeah.
official Catan
Well,
rules,
no,
until you
I can
pull
still
from
block
somebody,
him.
you can still move the knight.
I mean, look, you still have to. If I'm you, I still put it back on a 6. You're shared 6, even though I'm not going to put it on you, because that gives him the win. You see what I'm saying?
I think so.
Because he just rolled an 8, and he only needs 2. So even though it's not on you, I would think.
Well, he needs to play the knight anyway, I think, just to try and be in position to.
Yeah, it sucks I can't get any wheat this game. This is a dev. And I'll pass my turn.
Red trying to claw back and get largest army for himself. So
I think
let's
I would play it before.
Knights.
Wow. I guess he doesn't have a knight. He could have 2 VPs. How many VP are there? What was the roll there? Was it a 2? His lucky 2.
Interesting. You think those are points? You're risking a lot by not putting it on the 6. I understand you're on it.
Because if those
I
are
clearly
2
understand you're on it, but he wins with
VPs,
it,
he's at 9
without
points.
question.
If you bought a development card here and got a victory point. Oh, wait.
What?
Post roll knight.
It is.
People are telling him, hey, you have to block the 6 because the 6 is a win, but he's playing his game. He says, look, I don't want to block my own 6. Because if we don't roll the 6 and then say Steven does just before his turn, that's what he needs to have a chance to win.
Right.
I don't know. Honestly, that's just like a really tough spot
Road
there.
settle.
Road settle. So I think he's at 9 now as well. Eric's going to need a good roll here.
Yeah, I think.
Here comes 2, 2, 11, 11.
It looks like it's going to
I
do
mean,
that again.
that too was huge, right? I mean, that's what gave him that road settle.
It's
He already played a knight this turn. He's like
we're
reaching.
assuming the point, right? Like half down.
All right, dice are passed. A 6 would do it.
Please has a 9. That's not a 9.
What do we have there? It looks like
He gets 4. I get 1.
A 9? Is that what they
no,
said?
it was an or for tie. So that was the 11. But no, that's still huge for. That might be.
Yeah, he's got some winning rolls here, I think.
The ability to take road.
Not reasonably, no.
He's got a lot of wood.
Brick is the thing I need, and 9. Like I said, the only way I was going to get anywhere was if 9's got hot, and they've still
Looks
been.
like he's got 5 wood.
Still
sheep, and 2
has
ores.
the
So
missing person
a
report
lot of rolls
file.
give him the win right here.
Yep.
Or the 9.
You're over it, right?
It's on the
again?
milk
Yeah.
cartons. Have you seen this number?
7. He doesn't want a 7 here.
That's brutal. It's looking good for you. Looking good for you. A sudden change of fate.
This is crazy. Eric's like, when can I just win this damn game? This is crazy.
Can it be over now?
Did he have 8?
The one time we
Oh, he
we
did have
just
8 cards, didn't he? I said 5, 1, and 2. Now he has to drop half.
Not helping the little,
He's probably,
little guys.
yeah, I don't know what he does. He certainly blocks and takes from tie.
That was a bunch
Back
of
on the
wood.
6 or the 5. I don't know. I think it's still the 6, but the 5 also is roads towards building another settlement
It is
spot.
without question the 6.
This is free card of choice.
Well, the 5 is too. 4 cards.
Yeah, but less likely.
City or pole or sheep.
I'm going to take his only card.
Mm-hmm.
That was his only card. His only resource for tie.
It's crazy. Now he just has to pass.
Good game.
But he's unblocked, so.
It's a good game. Yeah.
so you-
Usually when people say that, it means it's over.
Ty needs
Right.
another 7 here.
7.
7. Oh, God.
Oh,
So
my
big for
goodness.
You don't have
tie.
cards?
He has
I
no
don't
cards.
have cards.
I think it's back on their 6 wheat, I guess.
Yep.
Yep.
That would be. That's.
God, if I'm Eric, I'm
Hits
like
both
dying
equally
inside right now.
strongly. I don't see any other better spot.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm not done.
Yeah, I was just putting out for
Yeah.
cameras.
1, 2,
Do you have
3,
weed?
4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, I can't do anything. There you go.
Is that game?
No,
If
it's
he
a point.
flips a
It's
knight, that's
point.
game, but we're pretty sure that's a victory point.
It is a point.
Yeah.
This is
7.
Another
Wow.
7.
Another
Not
7.
what we wanted.
Ty says, I didn't even want a 7. The rubber's kind of where I'm happy with it.
But now it's the 8.
But
Yeah.
we still
the
can
5.
block that 8 or.
Well, yeah, but he gets more out
I
of
know.
it.
I can't talk myself out of that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm still thinking I can be competitive with this setup.
Well, I needed some 7s to get rolled like that. Now I just need some 9s to go with all that. Them getting minus cards.
I mean, look, if you can take the road, like, and it's tough to like not win with road and army. You might be the exception
Interesting
in
he
this
didn't
position, but
instantly
like,
pass.
you know,
I don't.
I mean, is there a Whirlwind which has a Euro plenty under there, and he's thinking about just flipping
Yeah.
it into
But
another
again,
development card?
There's
Could be.
one part of
I
this
don't think so. I'm
equation
pretty
would
sure
need
it's a
to do
VP.
that, which is
yeah,
not been happening.
I hear you.
Especially on that turn he passed with all the wheat in his hand.
That's
Yep.
not part of the equation either.
What is this? 5?
There's the 5.
Okay. A couple more ore for Eric.
I haven't gotten a
Here we
useful
go.
resource
He needs 6 would win
in
it.
a while. I think 2, 3 rounds
Pretty
now.
sure 6 would win it.
He's got 5 wood and whatever he stole.
Ooh, a
I
cocked
think
die
that's-
Oh
9.
no.
You want to do it? Or the front
Oh boy, they're going to put it in the hands of the judges. Too nervous. Tom's got a long reach for that one. It's really close. She's trying. No. Oh my god. 10.
This is not amazing.
And that's not it. That's more
That was good.
resources for Ty.
Just like that, he was like,
All
that
right,
was
I am-
not amazing.
I am gonna move it. It is my best
Yeah,
spot.
win on turn. People
Well, what does he have? He got the 5. He's
5.
He's got a bunch of wood.
Ty
5
just
wood
has a
plus
bunch of
whatever
wood and
he
a
stole
sheep
from
in
me.
his hand, but he doesn't have a 3-to-1 port,
And a
so
sheep.
4 for me. You gotta try to.
Ty's gonna
Yeah,
have to like
5
road
wood,
settle.
ore,
A
and
4
sheep.
could give
So he
Ty
could
the
draw
game
for it.
maybe.
He'll draw for it either way.
But 6 could help.
I guess the question is, what do I block? I think it's the 6 wheat.
Yep.
Well, I guess we're gonna get a
that's
knight
still
played
the
here.
answer.
I think it's still the move.
Yeah.
And you're one spot away from getting that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Here's
6,
Red's
7.
clawing back.
I'd like your ore, just to make it interesting. So if you want
I
to,
don't want him to have the ore.
How many cards do you have down?
he's got 7.
7.
You don't want him to have it.
I don't want you to get the ore either. I
Re-
don't want to
wait,
lose
me?
largest army. I don't want to lose largest army.
Are we really fighting about this? I thought you didn't want to be.
True enough.
All right, let me roll.
And for once, somebody doesn't pull
I
from
didn't
Eric.
realize this was the.
Yeah, it's like 11.
11.
Yeah, it's
This
11.
is true enough. Agreed.
Or for Ty. Ty, if nothing else, he might even get a
And
chance
he'll
to
get a
pull
draw
for the
either
win.
way. I didn't get what I wanted.
I mean, that 4 wood for
Anyone have wheat? No.
Eric is
All right, let's take a
basically
card.
one ore plus a wood. I mean, sorry, 1 wheat plus a wood.
You care that much if I get it?
No, I guess not. It's just still.
I don't, honestly, I don't think it gets back to me. That's the problem. It's all on you.
All right.
Huge roll. 7 here could also at least delay Eric if it does go back.
What's it gonna do?
4.
That's
Oh.
very good for you.
He
Yeah, he's
can't
not
road
on.
settlement, can he?
Let's knock it from
I
the
don't
left
think he has enough because he doesn't
No,
have a
that's
port for the wood.
No.
2 brick.
I don't think,
He has a red settlement.
I don't think he has it.
He's a ton of wood.
He still needs, he needs another brick.
He's
And
around
we'll see.
4. So if you're tied, do you port all that wood to buy a dev? Or do you hold out for the road settle with all the cards in Eric's hand? I think you have to just pull and hope, assuming that he still has what he needs for that. If you have a dev card in hand, I don't see how you pass here.
Exactly. He's playing it pretty tight.
Mhm.
He's very tight to the chest. He's not getting into a lot of the discussions and whatnot.
And thanks for helping out in the chat there. It is the case that if any die is what we say cocked, meaning like comes to rest on that sort of a slanted surface, the test to see whether that roll counts is you take the other die and you try to balance it on the first die. And if it stays, then the roll counts. And if it falls off or the other die moves like flat off of it, then it's just you must re-roll both. And when you're at the final table and it comes down to it, you know, you can get
Development
shaky
card.
hands.
There he is.
Oh
development
my
card.
God, could it be? This is hilarious. This would be the most unbelievable. No.
Oh.
Oh, and Eric can
That's good
exhale.
for you.
You can't see it, but Eric's eyes are bugged open. He can't believe it.
think it's tick-tick.
Are you over on cards?
I think it's tick-tock. The timer
I'm
started.
always on over, and I always cut.
Now they need a
7
7 here.
ball.
I think he can
Corner
3 to
pocket.
1 to get the city if they don't stop him.
10.
10. I mean, it's now it's just 7 or bust.
It's a lot of wood he's got there.
Yeah, actually, I don't. Yeah,
Intake
it's tough to tell exactly. I think he has enough for boarding for 2 wheat after those couple 11s. I'm not totally sure.
Oh yeah, I have all the
How many would
bricks.
you have to build?
All of them. I have all these bricks from these nines that haven't rolled.
That would have been an all-time miraculous comeback.
We
We'll see.
should
It's not over,
Indeed.
not over
Black
yet.
for the W. No?
This would be so
Just
crazy
even with
if
the
he
port?
rolls a 7 here.
Okay.
Trying to count.
I guess I'll just do
4,
that.
5,
Nothing
6.
really else to do.
I think he still needs another
do
card.
city.
I'm not totally sure.
Casual.
Yeah, I mean,
Mike gets on the board with another city. So is this it? So many rolls win the game for him. So many rolls.
Here we go.
Could be it.
11.
11.
That's it. That's
That's
game.
it, right? Well done.
I'm not second.
I was obviously taking.
The city.
I was taking your army too, obviously. That
Wow.
sucks.
Exactly. That was perfect.
Hey,
I got
Game.
Congrats.
third and with 7
Game.
points.
Way to go,
Wow.
man.
Oh my God, we're already.
Everyone erupts in applause. This is incredible.
Cool, thank you.
Congratulations.
What a great
Well
win.
played.
That's awesome.
Like 8 or 9 turns ago, I 7 down.
Yeah.
And would have won on that turn.
Yeah,
I
you
mean, I
played
played
really
the
well.
ore and I could have double city.
Can we just give me the
So
army
many
for
turns
fun?
ago.
Can we just do that?
I've never
Oh my
seen
God.
somebody so close to
What
winning
would
and have
that-
to
what
sit
would
there
that
for
have given
so
you?
long. And
With
Wow.
with the army?
credits either
I mean, I'm
players for
still
fighting,
very
credit
far
to
from
Ty
winning.
for
Gives
giving
me-
himself a shot there. But an incredible, incredible win.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Hey,
They're
congratulations.
still.
Well played.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
see if we can get Eric over. To see if he rolls.
You know what's funny is there's a world where like I get road and army next year, like just, and I like randomly win with like a lot of.
Right.
I mean, probably not. I can't get enough brick. I just can't. No, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't. It's not enough. But
There's no way you're going to get enough to do it.
I just can't get the road. The army I had.
Yeah, Army had.
Yeah.
Yay, 7 points.
All right, cool.
Congrats.
Respectable score, not second.
Damn, last place. Hate to
not-
see it. For
There
me.
you go.
For me.
What were the points, Sean? Just to try and get it in the pool.
I've got 9.
I have 6.
6 for Steven. Ty, how many do you have, Jeremy?
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Mind if I just grab my phone really
Oh
quick?
no, go for it. Go for it. All right, just a minute here. This has just been wacky and wild. Maybe we can turn off the mics over there where the players are so we can hear it a little bit better. That would be great.
So Eric got to run over and just hug a few friends right now. He'll be back with us in just a moment. It's his moment. He absolutely deserves this.
Yeah, there's a huge amount of people who are in this room who've been watching it on another screen. And so we've been able to see what's going on.
Here he comes.
Here he comes.
Wow.
Again, congrats.
Thank you so much.
We have been watching your eyes over here, just like come up on the screen. It's just like every time that the screen comes up and your eyes look so intense. And every time it got so close, and just watching your eyes was fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, that was intense.
Does it feel good, man? You ready for Malta?
That's unbelievable that I get to go to Malta. I
Yep.
can't even believe that.
Yeah.
I did not foresee this. But yeah, if I'm going to Malta, that's incredible.
All right. Well, this is your 2022 U.S. champion who will be competing this year in Malta come November 18th through 20. So, yeah, we'll see you then. I'll reach out to you.
I
And
cannot wait.
it's so exciting.
I'm very excited. This is unreal.
That was a crazy game.
Okay. Well, I think that we're going to be about out. We'll see what we're doing. We're just going to keep chatting.
Cool.
How you feeling? Are you
My heart rate is finally starting to come down. I think we probably got to 120 BPM. Over
Yeah.
there. I was really, there were several turns where I could have won if I didn't roll a 7, and I just kept rolling the 7
Yep.
and having to give away cards.
just like watching all the resources go down and then boom, 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 boom. And
I mean,
then
how many
bam.
times did I 7 out? Like maybe 5 or 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
That was brutal. And there was one point way early on where if I didn't 7 out, I could play a Monopoly card, get enough ore to do 2 cities. And it was way before I was like feeling, any kind of sweat from the other players encroaching. And then so many turns went by after that, and everyone kept getting in better and better position.
Yep.
And I thought Orange was going to win. That last turn, my heart was racing as he
Yeah, it's
could
like-
have road settled, apparently didn't have it, then pulls for it, doesn't get it, thank God, and then I hit an 11 to win.
Yeah. It was just like, being able to look between the two of you, watching the game board and watching you over here and seeing Ty playing very close.
Yeah.
know?
Quiet player, too.
He's a quiet player.
There's always a mystery about a quiet player. It's
Yeah.
very,
You just
feels dangerous.
never know how it's going to go, especially while they're cross-chatting, and you two are just kind of quiet,
Yeah.
at points. And then it was just like up and down, listening to all the people who are watching, in the hall over there, just trying to be quiet and watching what you're doing. The chat room, thanks to everybody.
Oh, that's my sister's boyfriend,
Hey.
Daniel. Hey, Daniel.
Well, hi, Daniel.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, look, the Irish Catan
All the way from
Association.
Ireland, wow.
They're excited to meet you in Malta.
I'm excited to meet them. This is wild. I can't believe it.
Well, congrats again.
Thank you.
Go ahead and go off and celebrate.
I'm
Get
going
your
to
prizes.
celebrate. I need to make a flight. What time is it?
I don't know.
It's
It
four-
is.
okay, I'm good. I got a 6
4
p.m.
o'clock.
flight, so
Yeah,
enough
exactly.
time
So
to.
you won the world championship, and then you're going to go get on a plane.
That's right.
Congrats.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
All
Have
right.
a good one.
Take care.
All right.